Pastor? Sorry to wake you guys up. Good evening. Welcome to West Covina City Council tonight. Today is July 15, 2025. Currently, 7:02, and our meeting session. And tonight, the invocation, and will be led by Reverend Felicia and Bagneris, from Murphy Chapel, St. Paul AME Church, and Mayor Pro Tem, Councilwoman Diaz. She's out of town, so tonight invocation will be performed by Mayor Pro Tem Letty Lopez Viado, and we will lead the Pledge of Allegiance. And before I have our pastor come up, I want to read this. Something I forgot to read, but any person wishing to address the City Council during the oral communication must complete a speaker card that is provided at the entrance to the council chamber and submit the card to the assistant city clerk prior to the commencement of oral communication. Speaker card will not be accepted after oral communication has started. So all rise, please. Thank you for waiting. I can get lower.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let us look to the Lord, from whence cometh our help. Gracious and loving God, we pause in this moment of gathering to acknowledge your presence among us. We thank you for the gift of community and the privilege of service. We ask that you bless this council with clarity of mind, compassion of heart, and courage of conviction as they lead with justice and wisdom. Let the voices lifted tonight reflect unity amid diversity, hope amid challenge, and progress rooted in care for every resident of West Covina. Strengthen every heart committed to public service, that each decision made here would promote peace, equity, and dignity. Cover this meeting with your grace, and let the outcomes be for the good of all. We honor you in this space and entrust our shared future to your guidance. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please face the flag. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a seat, please. And Assistant City Manager, please.
Mayor Wu will now perform roll call.
Go ahead, please.
Mm-hmm. Mayor Wu?
Can you start with...
Absolutely. Yeah. Councilman Oli Contos.
Here.
Councilwoman Rosario Diaz.
Not here tonight.
She's absent. Let the record reflect that Councilwoman Rosario Diaz is absent. Councilmember Brian Gutierrez.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Letty Lopez Viado.
Present.
Mayor Tony Wu.
Here, thank you. I know you stepped in for the assistant city clerk, but you're doing great. Okay, and City Attorney, do you have anything to report out for the closed session?
Nothing to report, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
And I think Brian Gutierrez, council member, you want to move?
Yes, if we can move
number 16.
Number 16 to the last presentation.
Yeah, the last presentation for the website design, we want to move up so people can listen to what you want to design the website. And we've been waiting for a while, and everybody anxious want to know this magnificent website to serve our resident at 7/24/7, and then people can really utilize the service for the future. So hopefully we have a great presentation from you. So now we go to the presentation. We have a 3 presentation. I can see we have so many lovely lady over here. Okay, welcome to West Covina, and it will be number 3. So bear with me. Let's go to the number 1. always want to jump down. I'm a joker. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, first a presentation. And now, with Covina audience and the millions of people watching globally, ooh, ladies, gentlemen, are you guys ready to a rumble? At the red corner, we have a Destiny. Ina, would you please come out to the red corner? At the right corner, we have the old man, Tony Wu. And I don't think I have a chance to win you. Come over here. I'm going to fight with you. Are you going to, hire me as your announcer? The replacement for we're going to a rumble. He said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm too young and you too old. Okay, no. It's a very famous announcer. They always, before the boxing, and the competition, he come out to introduce the two sides. But the parent want to, somebody coach, the father. Okay, and let me read this. Okay, Destiny is West Covina's new California Golden Glove boxing champion. Let's give her a hand. And I want to Mayor Pro Tem Letty Lopez. She set this up for me. Okay, and otherwise I have no chance to know this young lady, a champion of boxing. Okay, and she has overcome many educational challenges with the help of boxing while staying focused and working hard in and out of the ring. Destiny is an inspiration to her peer and adult, especially me, consistently motivate everyone. She recently represented West Covina in a national tournament in Las Vegas.
Wow.
The father, you want to say something before we hand over to Destiny?
Well, all I could say is that I'm very proud of her. Like I mentioned to Letty, is that when she was first starting school, she had a lot of difficulties learning. And with the help of boxing, it really helped her a lot. She developed a lot better in school. She's able to focus more. She had ADHD, but luckily to the sport, it was able to contain her energy and focus it on one thing. And I didn't say it previously, but now she's ranked number 1 in the whole entire country. And in September, she's going to represent West Covina once again and Tulsa, Oklahoma for a nationals tournament once again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Father. Okay, Dad. Okay, good job. Okay, and maybe Mayor Pro Tem Letty Lopez Fiallo, you want to say something since you set this up, and I think you know the family very well.
Yes, so I just wanted to say we are so proud of you, a true fighter, champion. And if anybody here has gone into the ring boxing, it's not easy. That 3-minute will wipe you out. I've tried it, so I commend you. It's amazing. And I just wanted to say great job. And I'm so glad that you reached out. This is a proud moment for our whole city to see this. And we just want to say thank you. Would love to see what your fighting stance looks like and have that. But if you wanted to just share and tell this, your whole, everything that you've got. But also I wanted to make sure the city posted your photo there in the ring, champion. There it says Destiny Medina and it says West Covina. So West Covina is truly proud of you. So thank you again. Give her a round of applause. Champion.
Now here in the red corner. Tony, don't quit your day job. Okay, we want to have you, Destiny, to say something. Go ahead.
I've been thinking from my coach, he's the one that made me become ranked number 1. And then also my dad, because he's the one that keeps on pushing me, that even though you're exhausted, keep on going full energy. And for the sport, he's the one that said whatever happens in that ring, do not get emotional except you win. The times that had to go away, he the one that had to help me deal with it. And the times that I had to go through all of the things, he was there for me too.
That bell is very heavy. I already saw my shoulder. I need to do practice. Maybe I join the ring so I can practice. But I think it's a great job. It's for a young, youth. They're willing to do this kind of tough competition. It's not like easy and to continue to achieve and win. But we want to wish you all the best and be safe, be healthy, and that's the most important thing because we want you to grow up and be strong and to continue to represent West Covina. And West Covina love you and we're very proud of you to have this achievement. So represent the great city of West Covina, we are going to give you, we cannot give you a bell, that's too expensive. That's too expensive, and my words that will recall me again, so you don't waste the money, but no, we're very proud of you, and we have this recognition, say thank you so much, you represent the great city of West Covina, we are so proud of you, and so hopefully you win again, and then we will talk to our assistant city manager to give you a better paper, Maybe the wood, the plaque, and maybe Letty can pay for it, So anyway, but thank you so much and congratulations. I really appreciate. Hold on. The winner. You want to grab his hand up? Yeah. No, grab his hand up. And there's a picture. You come in. Yeah. And you grab her hand higher.
Woo!
Yeah.
Number one.
Number one. Thank you, Destiny. Thank you so much. Great job. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. See you guys soon. Let's win again. And the next one, I want to introduce my beloved friend, one of a major school district. We have West Covina have a 7 school district. And we're a big city, and we have 3 major school district have most of our population. The number one, guess which school district has the most student in West Covina? If you cannot answer, you will be charged for $50. Donate to West Covina Foundation. You guys know which school? West Covina Unified. West Covina Unified School has the most the student everything in West Covina boundary. Which one is the second one? No, the second one is Covina Valley Unified. That's on the Citra East. That is Covina Unified. Another one is number 3. Which one is that? Roland Unified. Roland Unified from the BKK South Side, and the predominant is Roland Unified. And Roland Unified is our number 3 big city. 1/3 of our population in the South Side, basically all in the Roland Unified. And they have a lot of great school. And recently I just went to the Nogales High School as a president of the day with our council member Gutierrez, and it's a great school, and they improved so much. Just to let you know. So I want to introduce our beloved Superintendent Alex Flores. Come up, and let's give him a hand. And we have and Kevin Mayakawa, our board member elected. They have 5 elected board member, and they hire the superintendent. Same thing to West Covina City Council. You have 5 city council and hire city manager. And the Allen Park. Allen Park. And then we have Eric. My good friend Eric, you right there. Very Vegas. So and we have this is 4th. Who else? Did I miss anybody? No, right? And then we have Jacob June. Is a principal. So anyway, here I'm going to give the mic to our superintendent. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Wu. Thank you for allowing us to be here tonight and make a brief presentation. First, I would like to start off by bringing Dr. Jacob Jung up here and to introduce himself, as he is one of the newest principals in your city.
Yay.
He is the principal at Telesis Academy. So, Jacob?
Yes. Thank you, Superintendent Alex Flores, to the Roland Unified Board of Education, to Mayor Wu and council members, and to the community members. My name is Jacob Jung, and I'm the very proud new principal at Telesis Academy of Science and Math. I'm honored to be in this position, and I look forward to working with West Covina City to build a strong connection and also meaningful opportunities for every student every day. So thank you very much. I appreciate this.
He was very excited to be here tonight because he knows that I told him that there'd be a lot of support from the city because you've showed so much support to Telesis and the other two schools in our district, also Hollingworth and Giano. So thank you, Jacob. You're going to be in great hands here with this city. We're here for another reason as well. On behalf of the board, Dr. Kevin Hayakawa, Ellen Park, and your very own West Covina resident, Mr. Eric Venegas, we're here to say thank you to the city. Thank you to the city for your partnership with us. Yes, we might be the third district size, but who's here tonight? Because regardless of, this is our story at Roland Unified. We belong to 5 different cities in a sense, and the county. But regardless, the city of West Covina always makes us feel as important as any of their school districts. They show that through their actions, and we really, truly appreciate it. We know we have some support here. We have, a former Nogales alum in Councilman Gutierrez. We have so much support from Councilman Contos, who's always reaching out to us and talking to us and how we can be involved and getting our input, especially now with the park project that you have, and making sure that we're there and then we're invited and we're providing input. And of course, our Mayor Wu, who loves to read to kindergartners. And I was with him when he was reading with kindergartners, and they kept them going. I've never seen Mayor Wu speechless until kindergartners got to him. So the one thing we just so appreciate participating in our principle for the day. This was the only city that 3 council members participated, and it was kind of a battle because they all wanted a different school. But it just showed the support that they have for our district. And we just want to say thank you. As I finished my first year as superintendent of the school district and speaking to our board, we just wanted to come out and say thank you. Because at this day and age and this time, what we need is to really celebrate, and we need to have more unified opportunities to say thank you to elected officials who don't do this for the money, but they do this for the passion for the city. And we just want to say thank you for that. So we want to provide each of the city council members a piece of paper, as you said. But it's the words that are important, and it's for your support of our students, staff, and community of the Roland Unified School District. We have one for each of you because we really want to say thank you. And we also want to say thank you for allowing us to put up banners up in your city of all the wonderful universities our students are going to, just to really show off our own residents here in the city of West Covina. Because although Nogales is not officially part of West Covina, we know part of it is in the city. A lot of your students go to Nogales and they do wonderful, wonderful things. There's an example right there. So again, thank you on behalf of the school district. We want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support, along with your divisions. I'm sorry, Giano celebrates having the police department, the fire department come and do partnerships there as well. And they've been very, very responsive and been role models for our kids there as well. So thank you for that, and I'll stop talking.
No. You can talk forever. Come next to me. Okay, please share the center stage, please. Okay, come over here. Don't be shy. I don't buy. Okay, I only talk. Okay, so anyway, I want to say this. Okay, and Roland Unified is a great school district. Okay, and excellent. I remember back into because 1/3 of our population, especially South Side, they all went to are going to the World Unified, and I've been checking them out. I went to almost all your school located in West Covina, and they're doing such a great job. Improve. I went to Hollandworth, the elementary, and yes, they're over there. The elementary and the kindergarten, they gave me a lot of very tough questions, and they can answer everything. They're very, very smart kids. So many great education and a dedicated teacher, faculty, and really teaching our children for the future. And I remember something, and in the 2020, when I was mayor that time, I got invited to their Performing Arts Center. They opened 2020 at that time. So I went, remember, I get invited from the previous superintendent because I donate money to them. And that's why they say, you come. So, if I didn't donate money, I donate the after-school, shop local after-school program because we want make sure, all the children have a after-school program so they can occupy themselves inside the school campus and learning something they like. Not academic, but dancing, singing, performing art to keep them in the school and not going to outside to learn the bad habit. So till 6 o'clock. And they've been doing that, and they need funding. West Covina Business Association and the CAWC provide the funding for them, and want all the children be happy in the school. And that is the first in the West Covina and other school. We are the first city provide the free after-school program for our children for dancing, singing, performing art. So let's give them a hand. And I want to say one thing is this. I've been doing this for 10 years, over here and talking this and that. This is the first time the school district come out to give a certificate. So I want to say, Covina Valley Unified and West Covina Unified, where are you? Where is our certificate? We've been attending all your events and supporting you, donate money, but we never been recognized. No, I'm just kidding. I think we here is not about to be recognized. We here is a mission to work together. Recently, I want to say one thing. We just invite all the school district, and with our school liaison, we work with all the school district how to improve the safety, the traffic outside the campus, how we improve, the crossroad and this, that. Am I right? And also to have our police and fire to go to your school, provide the example and provide inspiration to the children. So city and the school district should work together hand in hand rather than sometimes have some kind of a rivalry. It's wrong because we are serving the same population. I want to thank Eric, our resident, and been working very hard to improve. And I want to thank you for all the school board member and the principal. I went to your school last time with our councilman Oli Kento. And he's a regular. I'm just a pop up for some time. Am I right, Oli?
Yes, sir.
He's over there all the time. I don't know why. So but anyway, thank you so much, and I really appreciate. And let's work together and improve our student and the children. Thank you so much. Can we take a picture? Yeah, and council, would you please come up to accept the glory, please? Come down. Oli?
Yes.
Could you help Oli?
Okay. Oh, okay. You go down? Okay.
Yeah. You can present again.
Thank you.
I think we're done with presentation, right? I'm kidding. I know. No,
Mayor?
you can't go to hang me on the street.
Mayor?
Okay. Yes.
Can I say something?
You want to say something?
Yeah, briefly.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to thank the West Virginia. Sorry. Oh my God. My mic. Can you hear me? It's a little low. But I just want to thank Rolling Unified School District for coming tonight. The school board's commitment and the superintendent's commitment, and all our teachers out there who are working diligently to make our schools in West Virginia prosper. I commend you all, and I think our residents have seen firsthand that Rolling Unified School District leads the way in higher education and making sure that students do become tomorrow's leaders. So, and I'm proud to be a Nogales High School graduate of the class of 2008, and that was because of my teachers there and the passion and leadership that Rolling Unified continues to do every day in our community. So, thank you all.
Thank you, Brian. No matter good and bad, he's your product. We just have to take it. Okay. So anyway, but congratulations. Brian is working very hard. Okay. And he really passionate to serve. Okay. West Covina, and he been trying. Finally, he sit over there. He working very hard. I think this is all come from the education, from Warren Unified, from the Nogales High School. Okay. So thank you so much. Now we're waiting. The man of our attraction tonight. Oh, are we going to rumble? No, it's not rumble. Okay, are we going to say thank you so much for the 30 years of service? Okay, and volunteers. Okay, to help our department. Okay, strong. And I see you all the time. I saw you always here and there, and working very hard. And I don't know, I'm the kid. You took me to the street and walked me home. No, it's not me. I'm too old. Okay. Okay. So because you've been walking a lot of children, you want to come out, Betty? Okay. And okay. Okay, and I don't want to read this thing because you have more things, okay, accomplished than this paragraph, okay. No. We just want you to say, okay, and one thing I want to say, how proud West Covina to have you, and because you and all other volunteers and serving the city, okay, and selfless, okay, without any reserve, always try to the betterment of the city. Okay, and you work for these 30 years, and especially you live in our city since 1969. So you are the old timer. We really appreciate your contribution. Okay, and to help our police department. Today we have our strong police department because you make them strong. Yeah. So here I want to turn over the mic to our beloved Betty to say something about. You know, nobody quit on volunteer. You still have to continue to be a volunteer for us until 100 years old. Yes. Am I right? Yes. Why are you quitting? No quitting, okay? I'm going to let you walk me home. Okay, go ahead, say something.
Okay. Well, I want to thank the city for the award, and I'm very, very honored to even get one because I don't feel like I worked very hard. I never worked hard, but I met a lot of nice people, and I'm happy that I've been there, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't have been there. So, and that's pretty much it.
Just give it a I think Betty is the example, inspiration to our community because you, okay, and you look so good on the uniform, okay. very, very attractive. Okay, I said, I don't think you should take it off. I think you should keep this uniform, continue to serve our city. Don't turn it in. Okay, just continue to serve as a volunteer because we need you, because you're the anchor. You walk on the street, all the criminals run away. Okay. Mom's here. Let's run. Okay, so and I think something very important because the city have some people like you and a lot of volunteer I see. Okay, and then I remember you delivered my paper or my binder to my home. Okay, for so many years before the pandemic. I want to say thank you so much. And I met a lot of you guys. We even chit chat all the time. Dana, okay, we know each other for so long too because we have so many of our residents really devoted. Okay, and you need to show them. More people should join, okay, this police volunteer, okay, troop, okay, and maybe you can be a trainer or a teacher and to help us. Am I right? Mentor, yes, the trainer, mentor, and to show people to continue to serve our community. We need somebody like you, okay, continue to help our city to grow and improve our city because without you, we won't have us to continue to take over your dedication and everything.
Yeah, I would strongly recommend becoming a volunteer because it's very satisfying and you can do a lot of good and, people need volunteers because there's not enough people to work.
So for the people who didn't wear the uniform, now Betty is talking. Okay, and the police department, we need to sign them up. Okay, and don't let them leave without they sign the contract. Okay.
On the hand, I think.
Get them what?
Give all of my volunteers people a hand.
Okay. All these volunteers, would you please come up? Come up. Chief, okay. The script didn't say I should invite you, so okay. But I want you to say something. Go ahead.
First of all, I just want to let everybody know how extremely proud and grateful I am of our volunteers in policing program. If anybody wants to become a member, we're always accepting applications on our website, so please join our team. Our volunteers do so much to keep our department running smoothly. They do so much to keep our community safe, and they do so much to contribute at our community events. And I'm just so grateful. And to Betty, thank you so very much. I've known you ever since my first day here at the West Covina Police Department. I worked with her son, who retired as the chief of police at the Baldwin Park Police Department, so we worked together for many years. And I'm just so grateful on behalf of all the men and women of the West Covina Police Department, our community, of everything you've done. Thank you so very much, and wish you the best of luck. We would like to, on behalf of our staff, we'd like to give you these flowers.
All right, thank you.
Beautiful.
And we have a certificate. In appreciation of 30 years of your selfless service, dedication, and unwavering commitment as a volunteer for the West Covina Police Department. I hold this for you, or we can give it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You stole my thunder. You gave her a flower. The police department have more budget than the city, okay? Yeah, okay, and the flower and the beautiful certificate, but we give you a piece of paper. But this piece of paper recognition is printed in gold, okay? So, yeah, but just to let you know, we're very proud of you, okay? And the city recognize your contribution. Chief, I think we should keep her. Okay, did you check the contract? Okay, maybe she should continue to. Yeah, we can. But okay, our city manager, let's approve the budget. Okay, city council. Okay, we will give you a raise for another 50 cents. Okay, so it's what minimum wage is about. But anyway, thank you so much because your love and city love you so much. I really appreciate the contribution. Here is a recognition for you.
honor. I am deeply honored that the city would consider me, worthy of this. So, thank you.
Sorry, I put the microphone too close. And the other of a volunteer want to say something about Betty before her outstanding. Okay, somebody want to say something? No? Yes? Okay, go ahead.
Betty, I just want to say thank you for your 30 years of service to our department. It's actually over 30 years. It's almost 31. And we thank you. The biggest thing that I can say is we know you've been down in traffic for the last couple of years and helping out down there, and we appreciate that. And I just want to thank you for your smiley face that you come in every day and just love to be here. So thank you.
Yeah.
Any taker? Man, I think you guys can talk more than me. So anyway, but Betty, thank you so much. We love you.
You're
and
totally welcome.
Please, okay, come back to visit, sir. If you want to put a uniform, let's welcome to put a uniform again.
Okay.
Any family member want to join us? Who's a family member? You want to join? Yeah, come up. Anybody want to join? This is her clothes. Yeah, come up. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, come up.
Nice.
Come up.
Yeah, I think we'll go back and you let your family.
Family. No, you stay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, family.
Aww.
Grandson, get in here. Down on the bottom.
Can we also have retired Police Chief John Curley come up here as well with his wife?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Any family member or any people want to join us, please come up. I know. Happy birthday. Oh, another flower.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. My goodness.
No, don't worry. Okay? Are you sure you guys want to join us? It's very, very wide.
Yay, Betty.
Go, Betty. Go, Betty.
Oh, Betty, you want to hold that for you?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I love that. Love Torrance. Wow, that's a lot of people.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, appreciate. Drive carefully. Betty, we love you. Okay, now we are moving to oral communication. I'm going to read this, disclaimer. Okay, we're moving to, oral communication. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker, unless modified by the presiding officer or a city council. Request to speak on agenda item will be heard prior to request to speak on the non-agenda item. Members of the public may not engage in behavior that is disruptive to the orderly conduct of the meeting, including but not limited to speak off topic, speaking beyond the speaker's allowed time limit, making slanderous or profane remark, or using loud, threatened, or abusive language which disrupt, disturb, impede, or render invisible the orderly conduct of the meeting. Members of the public may not threaten any person with a physical harm or act in a manner that may reasonably be interpreted as an imminent threat of physical harm. When you hear your name being called, you may sit in the front row designated for public speakers. The time will start when your name is called. And city manager, how many speakers we have tonight?
We have a total of 8 speaker slips.
No, after oral communication. After consent calendar. Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
We have a total of 8 speakers.
Yeah, go ahead. The first speaker, please.
The first speaker is John Shoemaker, followed by Sabrina Bao, followed by Herman.
Is your favorite song Another One Bites the Dust? Because we just bit off like $8.1 million and counting. What was even more amazing is you'd read the opinion, and they basically said, "You're a liar." So now we have, what was it that was published on Facebook, that we now have a council member, Brian Gutierrez, who was referred to as a serial liar. And now we have one that the appellate court refers to as a liar. Interesting combination of folks. But, $8 million, and we still don't know how much was paid to Mark Taylor. I imagine it was probably in around the same ballpark, except for legal fees and things like that. So, you're doing a great job. You do understand the idea is to keep the money in the city. What's even worse is that, is some of this not covered by insurance? So the other thing I wanted to talk about was the 6 new vehicles for $279,000 to write parking tickets. I don't know if you saw it on Facebook, but there's this place called Coco Coaches that for less than $20,000, you can buy basically golf carts that'll run around the city all day and do the same thing. Or is it because our interim city manager came from La Puente, where they use, basically code enforcement's vehicles to do other things? And, you might actually have a thing to go to your handlers at the FBI on, which is that this could be misappropriation of funds because they're not going to be used for just that. They're going to be used for something else. So it gives you something to look at and talk about. Let's see, that's that. What did you guys screw up so bad that you're going to have a meeting on National Night Out? That from as long as I remember, they've never had a council meeting on that night. Why aren't you want to go out and meet the people and the public, but have a meeting? What did you do that requires, just 2 weeks ago, there was nothing that needed to be done. Now all of a sudden there might be something that is so urgent that you have to have it that night. I was just wondering. And my last comment regards, the paid FBI informant Gutierrez, who last meeting flipped me off. Now, I don't know if that was supposed to be a vulgar sign towards me, or he wanted some sort of relationship. But, I know Bill Elliott tells me that all the time. That isn't the way I run. But you know what? You two guys want to get together, and that would solve a lot of your problems. Thank you.
Thank you, John. The next speaker, please.
Next speaker, Sabrina Bao.
Good evening, Mayor Wu, council members, city manager, and staff.
My name is Dr. Sabrina Bowe, and while some of you may know me as a councilwoman for the city of Azusa, I'm here tonight to introduce myself as the new executive director for Shepherd's Pantry, a nonprofit food pantry serving the greater San Gabriel Valley. A recent study from USC indicated that 25% of families in LA County report that they don't have enough food to feed their family. That number is nearly twice the national average. Between food, rent, and gas, more and more families are struggling to cover the basics. Since 2004, Shepherd's Pantry has been fighting food insecurity and helping people make ends meet. Among our 3 facilities in Glendora, Irwindale, and El Monte, we serve an average of 3,500 households a month. Last year, we provided free, nutritious food to over 38,000 households, reaching approximately 92,000 individuals, including children and families, seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities. Whether it's through our weekly free food distributions, utility bill and rental assistance, or case management referrals to housing, employment, and healthcare providers, Shepherd's Pantry works to uplift those in need, providing hope and a helping hand. We do this work with a 7-member staff, augmented by thousands of volunteer hours, and with the help of the City of West Covina's Community Development Block Grant. On behalf of our board of directors, staff, volunteers, and most of all, our clients, I extend my sincere gratitude and appreciation for the opportunity for Shepherd's Pantry to once again be considered as a CDBG grantee. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Okay, next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Herman.
Wow, LA County sees a 4% drop in homelessness, but I don't see it. Matter of fact, I didn't see this either. Did you? Did any one of you see this? Because according to case law, JW case number 8329167, to include case number 223 CV 02427 KKJRR, page 4 for the record. Let's get a little history about particular individuals like the mayor and some council people who do actions like I can do. And that is physical intimidation by a known El Monte gang member on federal probation. Who would I be talking about? Is it the lady from Cudahy, Cynthia Gonzalez with a PhD, who said, "Homies, we got to get control of ICE"? Well, sorry, I support ICE. And that's the reason why I'm going to read this into the record and those 2 court appeals, because the mayor escalated the situation by sending over a known El Monte Flores, spelled capital Flores, gang member who is out on federal patrol arising from a RICO case investigated by one and only El Monte PD. So what does it tell you, folks? What does this tell you, folks? What does these 2 cases tell you about the homies, the gangsters from Cudahy and El Monte? Tells you that we got real serious problems in the state of California when our local government suppresses, impedes, denies us our 5 minutes of public speech because they cannot tolerate a few vulgar, offensive American words, just like this one. Universal Sign Language, which I dictate right now. I control the floor. And that's the reason why I point this out to you. Matter of fact, when I was out there in the city of Lakewood, I told the sheriff there, "Todd, goodbye. And I'll see you a long way from your job." Because they got the first black female mayor there, Miss Chase. But it's apparent that we need to stop the cholos and cholas in our local government and the people who call themselves dumbass and assholes that run our city into a budget deficit. 42 U.S.C. 1983 politely, fuck you.
Okay, thank you, Herman. Next speaker, please. Next speaker.
Next speaker, Jim Grivage, followed by Elsie Mesman, followed by Lisa Mayo.
As a member of your audit committee, I feel compelled to talk about audit. The California State Auditor in December of 24 issued a report with the title, "The City of West Covina Remains a High-Risk Entity for Future Financial Instability." On that report, they listed several reasons that they drew that conclusion. One of them was lack of oversight to ensure that contracts provide best value. I'm going to focus on a contract that's on your agenda this evening. It's under agenda item number 9. It's for the purchase of 6 vehicles. What does best value mean? It means you're buying something that returns a direct value for the city that's worth what you paid for it. I'm not aware of any entity, I checked around quite a bit, that uses police interceptors to write parking tickets. They use small vehicles. I'm very familiar with the city of Los Angeles because I happen to park in an area where they frequent quite a bit, and they use little tiny vehicles, half the price of police interceptors. And you may say, well, $20,000 for 6 vehicles wasted, that's only $100,000. What's that? But my point is that things need to be sized for what they're for. And they also needed to be competitively bid. I've talked about this a bunch of times. It says there was only one responsive bidder for F-150s. How in the world could the city only find one responsive bidder to buy F-150s? That just strikes me as bizarre. And I still can't figure out police interceptors. I cannot see. In the first place, people who write parking tickets aren't allowed to chase anybody. They're not sworn police officers. So why in the world would you ever put them in a police interceptor? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. And the last part I wanted to talk about is there's a fiscal impact statement there, and I couldn't make any sense out of it. I have no idea how these vehicles are being paid for, what budget it's coming from. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Elsie Messman.
Good evening. My name is Elsie Messman, a resident of West Covina. First of all, I want to congratulate Larry Whitham on his lawsuit against the city of West Covina, winning the appeal for a $4 to $1 million return with attorney fees. Staff should get advice from the attorney before they hurt the city anymore. And Larry, we're proud of you. Right? Proud of you. How many more good people have they let go and asked to either resign or file a claim that we weren't told about? And why is one person, and I'll repeat, one person destroying our city by making decisions that is costing the city millions of dollars, and this city is not a real estate office? The police department, Mark Taylor, was terminated but settled out of court of an amount unknown to us. And then the terminated Larry Whithorn, then they just won the $4.1 million plus attorney fees to be paid by the city. Number 3, Bridge Creek Retirement Community did not have a business license when the two people died of COVID. Is that why the health department, this is why the health department never showed up. And no, we don't want a health department, don't need it, and don't want it. Fourth, the Sportsplex is costing the city thousands of dollars. For what? 4th of July festival? That's all I can see it's there for. Number 5, street sweeping is a joke, costing the city millions for signs, installation, cars, employees, mistakes putting up wrong signs, and time spent on meetings with the staff and consultants that did not listen to the people. For 2 times a month, and now, from before, 2 times a month to every week now is costing us over $50,000 a month extra just for the sweepers. We would be better serving the people by putting signs where they're needed, not on every street, and let us be free, okay? And look at the money we spent on Stimpoli and ended up being trashed. Now it's okay for the West Covina employees to go to work in a toxic dump and the hotel and the maintenance yard. Looks like we're looking for money and not our employees' health. And last but not least,
your time's up.
Okay, I'll let someone else speak last.
Okay, thank you. See you next time. Next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Lisa Mayo, followed by Christina Larios, followed by JD.
I'm going to try to speak as loud as I can. Mayor Wu, Mayor Pro Tem Letty, Lopez, well, you know, Councilman Brian, and of course my favorite, oh, sorry, I don't mean to do that, Oli. I come to you literally asking for your help. Lucky for me, Roxanne answered her phone when I called her. You know, I belong to Murph Chapel AME Church, and we're going to be having a Sounds on the Ground event coming up on the 26th. So we had an emergency meeting tonight. Our pastor filled out all the forms. We sent them in, and whatever had to be done correctly. And then today she found out, she went through all the paperwork was done. And she found out today that there is a permit of $1,304. Our church is so small. If any of you have ever been to this church, it's tiny. Once a month, we do giveaway Tuesdays. So we put in our money to give to 50 people food, clothing, whatever we can, we do. So we were going to have this Sound on the Ground event coming on the 26th. So I'm asking you for help. Thanks God to Roxanne. She was able to help me a little bit of it, but I need to know to help the pastor who's pretty distraught at this moment because we've only got a week to go to be able to, how we're going to figure out a way to pay it, or how can we possibly get it so that we don't have to pay it this time, maybe next time, or how are we going to cancel all the people that are willing to come in. We're just going to have kids do paint. You know, it's a simple thing. And if you saw the church, you'd see how tiny it is. It's like we have about, I would say, and I'm very happy to say I'm going to brag that I'm part of the choir, but there's only like 30 people there. It's not that big of a church, but we do believe in serving our Creator and helping our community. So I'm asking you to help me go in the right direction so that I can help my pastor, so that we can do the right thing, so that we can bring the community together and help out. We're all brothers and sisters here of this earth, you know, and we're here to help each other and to do good for the world. Nogales High School, Carl Christian, I don't know, he graduated. He was one of the kids that I got in my film, and now he has his own TV show. We help each other out. We do things to help the community, to help kids. And so I'm asking you to please lead me in the right direction so that we can have this accomplished, so that we can have this event. Without a permit, we want to do the right thing and honor our city of West Covina. And thank you all for all the work you do, because let's face it, it's hard. Oh, my time's up. Thank you.
Can you say the good thing? Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, next speaker, please. Thank you.
Christina Larios, followed by JD.
Welcome, library.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, staff, and residents of West Covina. I'm here, Christina Larios, to provide updates on our wonderful programs that we have. Coming up tomorrow for children, we have our Dave Pilkey book party. Children can come and create their own fliporama, learn about Dogman and other books by Dave Pilkey. Also on Wednesday, July 23rd, we are going to have the big ventriloquist show at 2 p.m. And Wednesday, July 30th, hands-on color science for kids. Come join us for some fun science. Kids will learn about diffusion and light by making a toy spinning wheel. Also, for teens, coming up tomorrow, teens can paint their own vase. That will be at 4 o'clock. And for adults, of course, we have our Zumba, Wednesday evenings at 6:30. And on Tuesday, July 29th, we will have pressed flower art, where adults can create their own art in a glass frame. All materials will be provided, so we encourage everyone to join us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next speaker, please.
Next is JD.
Pastor, you want to stay? We are going to answer some Lisa requests. Okay, would you please stay? Okay, let's see how we can resolve the issue. Okay, thank you. Appreciate. Next speaker. JD, go ahead.
How you doing, Mr. Wu?
Thank you.
Council, I come up just because I understand that you're going to be centralizing National Night Out, and I'm hoping to encourage, if that is so, encourage that the format be of a question and answer period with hopefully the fire and the police department representing the city, since those are our two main concerns, so that the city residents can not only partake, but also benefit from hearing it at home so that it's recorded and put out there. And not just a kumbaya type of party here at the city park, right? Hopefully you will consider my suggestion. Thank you.
Good point. Thank you, JD. Okay, next speaker, please.
No more speakers.
Okay, thank you so much. And then, acting city manager, would you please respond to some of the speaker?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, Mr. Shoemaker, I know you commented on a couple items that are on the agenda tonight. I just want to clarify that on the August 5th meeting, it wasn't an error or mistake by council. Staff was late in getting a report to the council, and that report has to be taken to the council at a regularly scheduled meeting, which forced us to ask for the uncancellation of the August 5th meeting. So it wasn't the council. That was an error on staff's part. Dr. Bowe, thank you for your information on Shepherd's Pantry. Herman, thank you for your comments as always. Jim Grivich, I know you also spoke on an item that's on the agenda tonight. I'll just clarify, it is Measure W money that's being used for the item number 9 on the agenda tonight. Elsie Mesma, thank you for your comments on everything in the health department, street sweeping, sports complex, and other city matters. Lisa Mayo, on the special event you're talking about, I'll give you my business card if you're here.
They're right there.
And I'll work with you on filling out a fee waiver application, and I'll definitely work with you tomorrow on that, and we'll get this taken care of for you, okay? Yeah, I will give you my card. Yes. Christina Larios, thank you, as always, for information about the library, the book party, ventriloquist show, science events, painting, art, and other events. JD, thank you for your comments on National Night Out and your input in asking the community to be involved with our police and fire department for that event. And that concludes my comments for tonight.
And the other city council want to add on? Okay, otherwise I want to add on something I say. Okay, and I know the AME church, okay, I've been there, and it's a beautiful, small, but it's a beautiful, very tight, okay, of a church, and have people over there, and we will do everything to my time's up? Okay.
Sorry.
I only have a 50 second, okay?
It was for the acting city manager, not you.
It's fine. Okay, but I say this, okay? We need all this good event, and anything we can help. We are community, we work together. any problem, please come to us. We will try our best to accommodate because we are family. Okay, no worry. Don't get stressed out. Okay, and if city don't waive, I will find a donation for you. So don't worry. Okay, just contact us. We want the community united together. But really appreciate your service. And by the way, you always come over here to help us with invocation. We thank you. But I want to say something regarding the. Okay, and by the way, our manager already we signed a waiver because a local nonprofit church, we should be helping you for that. So about the lawsuit, and I think anything more than $1 million is paid by the insurance, right?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so city attorney, so anything and regarding the lawsuit, this and that is the insurance. Okay, their liability, and so they said we already pay up to, and the rest of it will be the insurance company liability thing. So anyway, so it's now we waste $8 million, this and that, tremendous number. Okay, and so the truth is basically, and the insurance pay for it. Okay, insurance want to go to lawsuit, it's their liability. Okay, if they don't do a good job, basically that is what the consequences go into the insurance company. So other than that, yep, okay, and a council member?
Yeah, I just want to say to any nonprofit in the city of West Covina, I believe, and Roxanne could clarify, I believe you get one waiver per year, right, on permits? Yeah, so any nonprofit in our great city who needs assistance in covering an event permit fee waiver, our city does have an established policy that allows for a waiver to be given to you yearly through the city manager's office. Also, I wanted to clarify, do we know why the fees were $1,000?
Through the chair, if I may, I received a phone call as we were coming down the elevator into the city council meeting. So that information was not shared with me. So I don't know what the extent of her application is. And so she was asked to fill out a fee waiver application, which is what acting city manager said he would assist her with.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other city council? But just want to say this, and any resident, any nonprofit group, or any group have any issue, just come to us, okay? And then you can see our city staff and the councils really want to, help people. Most important thing is, especially you are doing the event, and the city really promote any community event, especially church. And for children, paint the face, this and that, and make people happy. And the church is one of the most important spirit to our, well-being and mental health. But we want to thank you for your service. See, problem solved. Okay, so anyway, no worry. You guys too stressed out. Okay, don't worry. Okay, thing will be resolved. That's why you're over here. Thank you so much. And then now we move into consent calendar. Then after that, then we are going to our presentation. Okay, acting city manager, manager report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll start off with some work by our West Covina Police Department and also our fire department. Each year, the City of West Covina Police Department conducts enforcement efforts regarding the use of fireworks during the 4th of July and on days leading up to the 4th of July holiday. This year, there were a total of 4 operations conducted, 3 buy-bust operations, 1 search warrant, 15 citations were issued, 4 arrests were made, and most importantly, our West Covina Police Department and also our arson investigator from the fire department seized 9,500 pounds of fireworks, illegal fireworks in our city, which is an incredible number. The Cortez Community and Senior Center held its annual 4th of July celebration, dancing to patriotic beats with DJ Rudy. Chefs Holly and Teresa prepared a delicious rib meal for 190 participants. And events like these are made possible with the great support, great sponsors like Greater Covina Medical Group. 4th of July Spectacular this year was held at the West Covina Sportsplex on July 4th, approximately 7,000 people in attendance. It featured games, food, vendors, a beer garden hosted by the Cove Cocktail Bar, entertainment from DJ Phil, and the band The Dreamboats. The evening concluded with a great fireworks finale. The third third concert in our summer concert series took place on Wednesday, July 9th, and featured the New Romantics, a Taylor Swift tribute band with approximately 400 Swifties attending the concerts. The California Fish Grill celebrated the opening of its West Covina restaurant with a ribbon-cutting ceremony on Friday, July 11th. California Fish Grill West Covina is located at 310 South California Avenue. On Friday, July 11th, the Community Services Department held a Cool Kids of Summer Day at Palmview Park from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event featured 2 hours of summertime fun, including water games, water slides, arts and crafts, vendors, and a DJ. The next water day is scheduled for this Friday, July 18th at Del Norte Park. ESPN 710 Radio hosted its All-Star Friday night at the West Covina Sports Complex on Friday, July 11th. This is the fourth year that ESPN LA selected the West Covina Sports Complex for this event. Approximately 600 people were in attendance, which included all-day live broadcasts, prizes, giveaways, the recognition of the All-Star Student Scholarship recipients, food Kids Zone, and 710 All-Star Celebrity Softball Game. Computer freeze here. Public Works staff repainted curbs and crosswalks at California Elementary School and Edgewood High School to get ready for back to school. Mosquito prevention and protection tips. The San Gabriel Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District has mosquito prevention and protection tips to share with the community. To learn more, please visit the city's website. And one of the topics that was brought up in public comment and continues to be discussion throughout the city is our street sweeping program. So the city has finished the installation of the street sweeping signs. We're still troubleshooting a few areas where some signs were displayed in wrong places. There are also some old signs that are still being removed. As we procure vehicles, we will start rolling out with a series of following the sweeper. There's going to be 4 sweepers running at the same time. We will issue warning notices to those vehicles in violation. From there, we'll be able to capture data and identify areas where the signage is working and some areas where maybe the times need to be changed. Maybe some areas are posted in a school zone when schools are letting out or coming into session. They need to be adjusted. And we'll also be taking a look at areas that are high density and may need some modifications. It's a work in process, and until we get out there and start doing warning notices and get the full picture of what's out there, I won't be able to come back with any recommendations to the council until that point. If you have any questions, that concludes my presentation for tonight.
Thank you. Okay, and the acting city manager and any council want to have a remark or any question? If none, then thank you so much. I want to say the public work and the event, community service, they're all doing a great job. Okay, the excellent job, and I want to thank all the staff. Hard work. Okay, we have tens of thousands of people on July 4th. Okay, and all the event and the full of people, laughter, and the young people and the senior hour. Okay, summer concert. Okay, and really have a lot of people. And this time we have Taylor Swift, okay, Want to Be, okay, and we have all the younger. This is the first time we see so many children over here enjoying our summer concert. So we need to, okay, and kind of entertain different group of people. So not always entertain with the senior. Sometimes we want to entertain the children, and sometimes we want to entertain the young teenagers. So hopefully we can unite all the people. But I want to thank and the staff, okay, all the hard work, police, fire, community service, public work, okay, public work, they're doing a great job under this hot weather, 100 degree, and okay, and they paint the schools surrounding, okay, crossroad, and if we really want to, before the school started, we want to make sure our children will be safe across, okay, the street. So I want to thank the public work, hard working, okay, and working for the public safety for us. And we go to consent calendar. If nobody want to go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, before council gets started with the consent calendar, I want to add that at the dais, we provided you an updated staff report for item number 9. It's also been posted on our website and left up top for people coming into the meeting. And it just clarifies the intended use of the vehicles under the discussion.
Okay, and council member, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to echo what Mayor Tony Wu stated, and which was commend our public works people who worked to get our school sites ready. I know they did some great work in throughout our city and in District 1. And I also want to especially thank our acting city manager, Miley Makachik, for directing public works and giving them insights on areas to cover throughout our city. And so I just wanted to commend you to acting city managers.
Okay, thank you. And let's go to consent calendar. Okay, want to tell any people want to pull any item? And Oli, okay, Council Member Oli Kento.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Item number 9, please.
Number 9, and other people want to pull anything.
Number 3.
Number 3 regarding the bus stop. Okay, bus shelter. Okay, and so number 3 and number 9. Any other? If none, do I have a motion to approve 1 to 12 beside the 3 and 9? Do I have a motion to approve?
I motion.
Second. Do I have a second? Second by Oli. Okay, Assistant City Manager move. Okay, motion moved by Mayor Pro Tem and second by Councilman Oli Kento. And roll call, please.
Roll call vote. Councilman Contos?
Aye.
Councilwoman Rosario Diaz?
Absent.
Councilmember Gutierrez?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado?
Aye.
Mayor Wu?
Aye, and motion approved 4-0. We go to number 3 regarding the bus stop shelter. Okay, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I just I did see that they did start cleaning some stops in our city, but I still hold a concern that throughout the year they were not getting the job done throughout the year, and throughout the last couple of years they have been in contract with us. You know, when you look at the contract amount and you divide that by 12 months, that's less than, I think, $800 or something. And I don't know how they're paying their staff with that low amount of fee if they're out in our streets almost every other day, supposed to be out in every other day. And so it's complicated to be brought a contract when they're asking for what is it, a 4-year contract?
3-year with it. Oh, sorry.
Huh?
It was a 3-year with the next 2 years.
Yeah, 3 years with 2 optional 1-year extensions. And so,
okay.
And we did not do a RFP either for this. And so I would like to ideally see a.
Hold on. Let's have first acting city manager answer your question first before you have any suggestion. I think the question will be, is there sufficient fund, okay, for the bus shelter cleaning? And the issue is, I think it's possible, council member, including myself, all feel like our bus stops still underperform. So possible is that because they don't hire enough people because the charge is too low. Okay, and so maybe you can answer that question.
I'm going to ask Assistant City Manager Kelly McDonald, who's better prepared to answer these questions, to come up, please.
Hi, good evening. There's sufficient funding for this program. We are operating.
How much we charge them? How much they charge us for annual or monthly? How much is the contract?
Currently, the proposed contract is $18 per cleaning. So the total is not to exceed $113,760.
Say that again. It's how much? 18?
$113,760 for the year is an annual cost. And that's
130, 130?
113.
113?
Yes.
$113,000
right.
a year.
Correct.
Okay, so equally divide 12. How much per month? It's about 900.
9,480.
9,000
a month.
A month.
Divided by what? 4 weeks.
How many bus stops we have?
5 weeks.
There's number of bus stops, but the total cleanings is 120 cleanings.
120.
Right, because some are cleaned twice or 3 times a week, depending on the traffic.
How many days are they cleaning? Is it Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday, yes.
Divided by 5. That's $379 a day.
How many they clean a day?
Approximately 20, based on the attached schedule, 18 to 22. 17 to 22 a day.
I think the issue the council have is, am I driving around? I saw, my neighborhood, Barranca and Citrus, the bus stop is filthy, especially on Barranca Bridge, and then outside the Eastern Mall. And that bus stop is really pretty bad. And the one on the Citrus, the reason I saw it because in my neighborhood. I don't know, as I driving around, some is good, some is have a trash or dirty. But I want to give the chance for all the city council to pitch in about if they have any issue or voice suggestion. Because right now, last time we talked about we give them 1 month, and to see can they improve the performance. We understand this is for the ADA. We really want to help them. But at the same time, we want our bus stops clean, presentable. So otherwise, it's no point. You pay $113,000 a year, you don't get the service about the cleanness of the bus stop and the trash and this and that. So it's that we do have a supervisor to look into.
Representatives from.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, good evening, Mayor and City Council. We actually do have a full-time crew that is out there on a daily basis. We actually have a little bit of a presentation, a video. I don't know if we can kind of maybe show a little bit of what we.
Yeah, why not? Everybody agree? Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually have the crew.
Have the crew to come out to explain to us how can they improve. We try to see the way we can have our bus stop presentable. Listen,
most definitely.
I hope you understand.
Please understand that
we really want to give you chances and chances.
Yeah, we've been doing this contract for quite some time, and then we do actually pride ourselves.
Yeah, come out. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually one of the sites that we actually encounter from on a daily basis almost to where.
McDonald's right there on
Amar and Temple, yes.
That's what we go through every day. I know you guys don't go out there and see, but this is what we see. It's like the police department. They see things that you guys don't see.
Yeah, that's a problematic area. Yes.
And they're dirty. I mean, we can go down up one street, come down the other street, and then the other side is dirty. I mean, there's stuff that you guys do not see.
If you can play the next the video.
Yeah, go continue.
Yeah. So these are the things we encounter, and we have to go and clean. So we do have an example as to us coming onto it. This is one of the sites that we actually came upon, and
I think this one is a Barranca, right?
This is a Barranca.
That trash can, you guys wouldn't fix it. So we went to city yard. We asked when the city got if we could put one of those green containers there. We put a trash can there.
When was that?
So after. I don't have the data, so but this is actually how it's completed when we're actually leaving the site. So this is the state that they look upon when we're done with our services. So I believe that there would be a lot we're encountering quite a bit of homeless individuals, and you'll see it in some of the other pictures, but this is the actual location. So we've actually started implementing where.
Next pictures?
We're actually doing pictures, the before and after, to submit to the city to show proof as to.
Do you have a next? Oh, yeah, over here.
So this is just kind of showing the ground because it does get. We power wash them.
Whoever speaks can speak into the microphone for the audience to hear as well, just so the viewing public can hear you.
Power wash. See these? Oh, well, if you go back to the next one, you'll see this is right there in West Covina Mall.
Yeah, this is West Covina Parkway, and this is one of the ones that we do have to frequently visit multiple times.
How often you power wash the bus stop?
It's pretty much every day.
Every day.
So when we do, we have a route. In fact, this is a route we did today.
Yeah, could you close to the mic?
Sorry, this is a route we did today. Okay, and we check out every bus stop we do. If we don't do a bus stop, we don't check it. We'll go the next day. Sometimes there's homeless there, or there's people in wheelchairs, and we won't move them. We'll come back. And if they're still there, we'll go the next day and do it. Yeah. And I know that you guys say we're not there. We have pictures of the times that we're there. We were there all day today. I don't know what time you guys go out to look and see what we did. But we do them. And you know, my crew is so proud to work for this. They wear their badge, but it's an invisible badge for West Covina. They're the eyes for West Covina. We graffiti. If there's graffiti, we call. So we call. My supervisor, Melissa, will call the city. There's water meters without the lid. We call it because people can walk and fall.
You guys are going to get sued. We try to keep,
Got it. Thank you. Do we have a public works staff to kind of share about how they work with them? Because we should have with the public work people.
It's not being seen at the time. See, this is what we go through.
Mylan?
And I know you guys don't see.
Yeah, I got it. Hold on. Let me ask a question for, do we have a public work staff to work with them? Because they talk about CTR, they talk about public work, because look like they should hand in hand with our public work staff, our superintendent.
That's correct, Mr. Mayor. I will follow up and make sure the public works staff is working closely with them. And whenever you call public works and need something taken care of, like a trash can, we will address that issue. You shouldn't have been told that we wouldn't take care of that.
Yeah.
And I will take care of that.
Yeah, hold on. Because last time we talking about, we give them the time we want to, because the city staff is a full time, and they're driving around to kind of say, yes, city happy, because when we see it, it's kind of in between, and then the people still dump it, this and that, and they get a bad name, bad rap, because they just cleaned it and somebody mess up again. So we need to have a proof from our city staff that being around, and our co-enforcement, your staff, to tell us about, yes, they're already clean. So have a supervision. Do we have any of that mechanism?
Absolutely. We can make sure that Public Works and the public safety staff are also monitoring all the locations throughout the city. Because like with the Public Works or public safety staff, they're assigned to geographic areas of the city. So they're in those areas every single day of the week. So we definitely can monitor that.
Yeah, because last time we request the city staff to give us, because we not full time in the city. We done this as a policy maker, but we have a staff always in our city working. So there may be our co-enforcement, our public, and public work staff. They clean up graffiti, clean up this and that. They should report some issue, have them to help out to clean. And in that way, sometimes maybe one time is not enough. Maybe we need 2 times. Then we need to add additional because they have coming again to be fair. Make sense? So we're not trying to shortchange you. We want to say if we need more service, we have we call you and clean the bus stop again. And you have more to show us?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Very good. Go ahead.
Well, I have questions.
Yeah, would you please show us again next? Okay.
The pictures that you're seeing are just some of the examples of the different areas that we're encountering and how bad they are. You can also see after we're done cleaning them, the state that they're actually left on. We can't control as to what happens after we leave because we have to go and continue on to the next route. Unfortunately, there are some sites that are so heavily trafficked and utilized so much that you're going to go and have it to where they're clean in the morning and they're dirty by the afternoon. That's one of the reasons why we've been working with Mr. Kelly, primarily there on West Covina Parkway. Those are the ones we're actually having to do multiple times per week. It's gotten to the point where the crew actually will have to go in addition of what we're doing just to kind of maintain the presence that we are doing our job. And again, we're there daily. We have a crew of 3 along with the driver, and they're there Monday through Friday. We actually park our equipment at the city yard. Currently, our contact is Mike Cresap, who we communicate with whenever there's an emergency or there's a issue of safety concern. So we will send notifications as to any damaged panels, any hazardous situations that a resident might come in and cut themselves or injure themselves. We will send a picture and a notification via text and a phone call just to make sure that he's able to kind of get the information as quickly as possible. There are situations too in which where I know that there's a contractor that goes and does the graffiti removal, but there are so many different graffiti situations where we sometimes go and take care of that ourselves to avoid that delay in response. So we will go ahead and maybe use the color blends to cover the bus shelter, or if it's on the plexiglass, we have a spray that will go and remove it so that we can kind of remove the vandalism.
So I have a question.
Okay, hold on. Okay, Acting City Manager, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have heard from our public works staff that they actually work very hard and do great work, and they're actually at the yard every day talking with our staff. I think what I would do, and I will do, is between Valley Light and our public safety department, I'll put them in touch with our public safety manager. That way, if they need to call public safety staff or vice versa, there'll be an exchange of information. It sounds like they are communicating with our public works staff, but it sounds like some of this may be an enforcement activity as well that we need to work on.
Okay.
So I have questions.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So I appreciate your pictures, but they look old. So when were those pictures taken?
In the microphone, please, so the audience at home can hear
All these photos are time stamped. I also shot some of these and those videos that you just saw, didn't see with my drone just last week, so you can see the above aerial shot of everything that we do. Just like Ivan said, we go above and beyond by also providing spray paint and graffiti cleaning ourselves when we are not in contact with City Council that should be taking care of these things. So if we do a route and we go out 3 days later and we still don't hear anything, or a week later, we end up taking that into our own account just to make sure that the job is done. Now, another thing is also that these shelters are also damaged by sun and weather, which also might affect the visual appeal of which you will see when approaching these shelters.
Understand.
I could also admit that just last week when I did do those drone shots of some of the shelters, pulling away from those that shelter, right across the street, they just cleaned the shelter, and we ended up seeing some new homeless people arrive, dumping their stuff in. We didn't include those videos or photos because those weren't part of what's needed to complete this task in this presentation today. But those are some of the concerns that we do have.
Okay.
So I was outside.
Hold on.
I'm not done yet.
I know. I want them to have a seat because I don't so many people. But somebody can stay here to answer the question. And most people, please have a seat. Thank you so much. Okay. Have a seat. And then we need you to come up to answer the question. So in that way, we don't have so many people all talk across each other. Brian, go ahead.
Yeah. So I understand how you may have super cleaned it today and the last couple of days, but my concern for the taxpayers is, have you been doing that throughout the contract term? And you could say yes, but that's not true because I've driven, and I think city staff has driven by areas where it has not been clean. I was outside fire station number, what's fire station number on Azusa Avenue? 4, station 4. And this has cobwebs and it has not been cleaned for who knows how long, weeks.
I would have to go in. Is that part of our routes?
Yes, it is. Azusa Avenue.
Aroma.
Well,
would you pick up?
If you're going to speak, if you can kindly, it's for the residents that are watching.
Okay, there's some shelters out there that are done by Clear Channel. There's another program, and those, I'm going to tell you, those are very. And I was asked if we've seen them out there, and I do see them. I can't say I don't, but I rarely see them.
Okay, hold on. Acting city manager, we have a two systems. We have a dam and we have a clear what?
Channel.
Clear shadow. Do we have another somebody know Kelly?
Yes. Clear Channel. Yes.
Clear Channel.
Right. They own the advertising panels, and so they perform the maintenance.
Remember last time we talked about to talk to them. Maybe we want to eliminate or terminate their contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So have you check into it?
I'll answer that.
Because this is look like it's 24 parcel. This one belong to the
No,
channel.
it's Azusa and Fairgrove. It's on your list. You do it. You're supposed to do it every Thursday, and I stopped by this past Friday and it was not clean.
We do. I'm not.
Mike,
what you're saying, but we clean them.
Okay.
Have we had a complaint from any consumers out there?
Yes.
Have we?
Mainly.
I think we I don't want to continue to argue over here. Okay, have a Mayor Pro Tem go ahead, please.
If I can just say one thing, one of the things we're actually implementing so that we can have more transparency, we are doing pictures before and after that we're in there.
I understand. You show us already. Yeah. Mayor Pro Tem, go ahead.
There's no question of what you go through. We completely understand. Mm-hmm. I mean, we see that mess, and residents tell us as well. So that what you do, I commend you. I thank you for cleaning it up. I greatly appreciate it. I saw that list that was just shared, and within that list, there's like 2 that was not clean for whatever reason. And I know we spoke on the last council regarding, if there's homeless that are there, so you guys just don't clean. But as I mentioned previously, my concern was Well, how often it's not clean? I mean, I would like to see data that, okay, these are, within the month, we're supposed to clean, 88 times, whatever it is. And then we didn't clean X amount of bus stops for whatever reason. So those are the ones that we're getting the complaint that they're not getting clean. So that was one, wanting to know how many shelters are not being cleaned. And if that sheet that was shared, if that's a weekly thing.
The ones that we don't clean, we do not mark. We do not mark them. If you look in this sheet, there's 2 that have lines that we did not do today.
No, and that one I completely understand. But as a council, because we are paying to clean each shelter, right. And so if there are shelters that are not being cleaned, how many days, how many times are not being cleaned? That is going to be a concern, and that is something that we'd like to see as the report.
Like these 2, we didn't do today, but we will do them tomorrow. The reason why we didn't do them, there was wheelchair people in there, and the other person was homeless. Yeah, but we do go the next day. And if they're still there, what we do is call our supervisor, and they call the city to let them know that there's been homeless there for 2-3 days.
And, in the past, there are homeless that has stayed on a bus stop for over a month. So does that mean that bus stop does not get clean in over a month?
In all honesty, we've never had that situation because I think we've always contacted Mike. If the individuals pretty much leave the area, we will go ahead and clean it. We'd be very happy to work with anybody to go and maybe share more transparency or more acknowledgement or share that as to what's going on so that they can kind of maybe do a closer monitoring, however you're trying to identify it.
But I would like to see data on just what is not being cleaned.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and Councilman Oli Cantor. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I realize that this must be really frustrating to you guys because we're saying this stuff, but we want to I want to join with others in making clear that we hear complaints from the residents and who are upset when they see things that are not done. And it may be, as the mayor says, that maybe this actually we need more staff. Who knows? But the thing is, what we have seen, Council Member Gutierrez and I went out for 2.5 hours. We went through line by line with a contract and looked at the schedule, and we drove around, and we did not, and there were many bus stops that just looked like they were not cleaned for a while. And even this, I also went with the acting city manager on Sunday just to sort of spot check and things. And it was okay, but there were still cobwebs and things. So we recognize that, but you please understand that when we're doing this, these are things that we're hearing about and seeing, and we go around. We're very active with this stuff. We literally go on patrol, and I go around at least 4 to 5 times a week on different things, and even checking this out. And in this particular case, Council Member Gutierrez and I, we followed the contract route because the contract says what's happening on which day, and we went stop by stop by stop, one by one. And we at first were going to sort of just do pictures, but there were just so many issues. Like, oh my gosh, there's still more. And so you please understand that I realize that we're working hard on this, but we need to figure out systemically what is the solution here. Whether I don't know if that means that we need to look at the staffing so that way there's more, or whether there's staffing, if there's need for more, or if it's quality control, I don't know. But we can tell you that we still do see these issues with the various stops that are on the contract. So I just wanted to just point that out. Thank you.
Okay, and Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you. And just another issues. I know you mentioned that there's certain bus stops that need to be cleaned almost daily. We get that. There are some areas you clean it, by the end of the night, it's a mess. But that's something that should be brought to our attention, because then we would like to have additional cleaning, whether it needs to be every other day or a daily thing, because it depends on how often is being cleaned. I know certain areas you clean a little bit more, but some needs a little more attention. But these are the things that need to come to us and be presented. So that was.
We would be very happy to sit down with whoever you identify or present, so that we can kind of maybe.
I understand. I think we heard about the city council member. They really check into it and really spend time and really want what we pay for it. We want presentable, because we got a lot of complaint from the residents. So we have to find a solution, okay, and see how you guys can improve, or at least when they are going to see only few is kind of because the people are consistent dumping. We have to find a solution, or city council have any other and a suggestion. But other than that, sound like, because otherwise we never end. Because we say something, you say something, and we don't have a cross because we say we don't see any improvement. But you say you guys spend a lot of time and showing us the picture, video. But the thing is, look like we don't have a crowd say, yes, some of it's clean, but possible the time we see. But they say they spend the time, they're driving, around and check about the schedule. So we possible have some kind of discrepancy between what you schedule and what they're checking, because they sound like they're really checking. They're really driving around to check your thing. So anyway, any other council, or you have any suggestion how to improve before we go to our council discussion? Do you have any suggestion how to improve this, or what you can do? Otherwise, I want to go back. I want to have a city council, to talk about their suggestion, so we can move away from this topic. We can get over with what the solution. Yeah, go ahead on the mic, please.
Oh, I was going to say, I know you talked about the residents. We have the people that stop at that are catching the bus that always gives us compliments. And they all say, God, why don't you guys come to Pomona and clean our bus stops? We get a lot of compliments out there. And I wish I could have the people come and talk to you, the city council. A lot of compliments.
Okay, got it. So any suggestion you want to help us to improve, or
I think the only suggestion I have at the moment is to really identify exactly who we need to go and report more information to, so we can exchange. If there's a certain deficiency or something that's missed, then we can kind of go back.
Okay, got it. And you have a last say you want to say before I move on?
One of the suggestions would be for you guys to have someone come out and join our street team, at least for 2 or 3 days, to see the routes that we take. They take about 15 minutes to clean each shelter, top to bottom. It might not look like it, but we do start our days off quite early, and then we end before 1 o'clock. So most traffic happens around 2, 3 o'clock, rush hour around 4 or 5. That's also the time where things like extra trash and stuff like that, disposed stuff, actually happens. Not sure when you guys did check the route out, but around that time, after 1 o'clock, things probably have progressed and accumulated at each bus shelter. That
understand
has given you guys the visual that we are not doing our jobs. So.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a seat. You understand, because the bus coming in and out, and then the trash accumulate again. So council member, go ahead.
Yeah, and I don't think we're saying you're not working hard enough. I think what we're saying is that you may not be stopping at these locations that your contract mandates you to, and I think that's the issue. And so I just want to clarify, just so I understand, when we have the council discussion, if we were to go on a month-to-month basis, that does not harm you in any way in the work you're doing, correct?
No, it does not.
Okay, great. That's all the question I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And
I did want to respond to the question about the improvements, and I think the fact that they're documenting the before and after with time stamping, and we'll be sharing that information will be helpful.
I think we need more monitoring, and to give, at the same time give them a chance, and then month to month, and to see the improvement, or maybe when you have a chance to sit with them, follow their cleanings to see how it clean, and we need to have our public safety department manager and the public work to coordinate, work together, collaborate, to make sure it's all networking. And I agree, because, you clean it, and then in the afternoon, it's hectic, and then trash accumulate again. Some people just don't care. They just dump everything to our bus stop, this and that. Yeah, Mayor Protem?
So I do appreciate that your team does go above and beyond on certain things. I know sometimes it is hard when you report issues. Our city is, short staffed, and if you could take care of it, that is great. That I'm hoping that maybe there could be additional partnership that is probably added that can save Public Works of not having to do it. On that list, I know you had different reporting issues, whether it's graffiti or anything. If that's something that that can compose part of the bus stop, so that when others see it, we see it as a whole, and it doesn't have to go back and say, oh, it's the city. And then the city's like, well, we did. And so if you can have like a full-on package that covers all that, so that we know when we see a bus stop, and there's anything issue, you guys don't say it's city, we can just officially say it's all you. So that is probably a recommendation I would like to make and put in with the contract.
Yep. Okay, council member.
Yeah, and I'll just say, I think to make your job easier, you could download our West Covina report app, and you could take a picture, upload it, and report it there too. So you keep track of the incident IDs that you're reporting. But I think it's important that you do fulfill this list, and that the bus stops do get clean, because that's very important. So.
Just last time, I would be very happy to comply with that. But if you can appoint a certain individual so that way we can get instantaneous information. In many instances, as we're doing the route, we normally go ahead and send that information.
Yeah.
Now, the only person we have is Mike Cressa, but we
need more people.
Yeah.
We need more contacts.
Yeah.
Like I said, the more
City manager, okay, you can
appoint me to the right person, then I'd be happy to work with that individual.
Yes, I'll put you in contact with Matthew Ariza, who is our public safety manager, and he has a staff of at least a dozen officers out there that can assist you at any time. So I'll be sure and provide you his information.
Yeah.
We don't want you to have a bad rep. Okay.
And who's in charge of our trash pickup at the bus stops? Isn't it Athens?
Yes.
Athens is responsible?
That's correct.
So have we notified Athens of their overflow trash cans?
Yes, we have.
And what did they say?
They've increased frequency.
Okay, so we need to know when those pictures were taken, because we can't hold people accountable. We can hold your company accountable for not cleaning our bus stops, but in order for us to hold other people accountable, we need to know when those pictures were taken. So
I'm sorry, and this is exactly why we want to go and give you those pictures of before and after. That way you have the date and the stamp as to when the situation happened.
Right.
So that
send it to Cali, and Cali can send it to
let's work together with different agency and try to make our bus stops and presentable, and people can be proud, and either drive through or taking the bus, and everything kind of at least clean. Okay, and thank you so much, sir. Okay, and we have a motion.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to put them on a month-to-month contract for now, and also to initiate an RFP process for this.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to move this motion, a consent calendar, to move to the what and give them for 4 years? Okay, and then you want to move to month.
Yes, move to month, and direct staff within no later than 2 months to post an RFP for competitive bidding.
Okay, do I have a second for this?
Second.
Okay, and roll call, please.
Can I add to that?
Go ahead.
I mean, I'd like to, I know we have this, what it is, but I'd like to include all the, some of the reporting issues that they can take care of instead of the city having to take care of, such as the graffiti and so forth.
True. Okay. They say they sometimes they clean the graffiti too. And I want to add, last time we talked about a 24 from Clear Channel. Okay. We need to see how we can remove those ads, or we can have them to be clean. Kelly. Okay. And then we'll be including in this, motion. Okay. Everybody agree?
Yeah. And then just to clarify, when we're saying our bus stops look dirty, it's not because we're seeing graffiti on there. We're specifically looking at the environment of the area.
The trash,
the cobwebs,
really
the dust.
Yep. Okay. And Now we go. I know, sir. Okay. We go to the month to month, so we didn't say terminate with month to month. So meaning we still want to keep you. Okay. And then if everything's good and everything look nice, we can bring back to see give you a long-term contract. Is that fair? Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, and roll call, please.
Just to clarify, right now the motion that's on the floor is to extend to a month-to-month contract and to direct staff to initiate an RFP to post within 2 months.
Yes.
And including the Clear Channel, the 24 bus stop. Okay, with the ad. Okay, we see how we deal with, because it sounds like they didn't clean the 24, so we need to including in our bus stop cleaning.
So additionally, look into or revisiting the agreement with Clear Channel for the 24 bus stops that they currently provide service.
Yes.
And contribution.
And then in the later we can bring back, if they are doing a good job, then we can consider with a longer contract.
Actually,
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
do you mind if we ask that Clear Channel comes presents by the first meeting of September or second meeting of September on it?
Kelly, is that possible? We can include in this matter, may I, to have a clear channel to present, but we need to understand the contract first.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, Kelly has provided me the contract, and the backup paperwork for the Clear Channel is on my desk, and I'm preparing a report for council to bring back, identify the shelters, the responsibilities they have, the fees collected for the ads. So that is in the works, and we will bring that back no later than the first meeting in September.
Very good. So we all combine the entire bus shelter issue. Okay, roll call, please.
Real quick, and then the mayor pro tem also had remarks as well, looking into the reporting so that there's a more efficient line of communication in handling and addressing those requests. Is that gist of it?
It's not agency collaborate together, including the public safety, including public work, and to make sure, and the trash, Ethan, and to collaborate together to help them, because it sounds like they're taking all the bad rap currently because all the agency not helping you, and then everybody seeing it's just filthy. Okay, and so we are going to hopefully collaborate and help you and to give you the justice. Okay,
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead.
One small thing with that also. If there could be a designation of who on staff we should reach out to them if we see issues, so that way we can troubleshoot.
And a good point, who is the point person in the future to work with them? So who is a supervisor, contract supervisor to see the performance? We're asking that last time. So staff should have somebody appointed.
Yes, we will have public safety manager Matthew Ariza in charge of that program.
So in that way, we work together. See, we are trying to work together. Okay, we're not trying to give you a hard time. We just want to improvement for bus stop. So roll call, please.
Roll call vote. I have a motion from Councilmember Gutierrez, second from Councilman Contos. Councilman Contos.
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz. Councilwoman Diaz is absent. Councilmember Gutierrez.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Aye.
Mayor Wu.
Aye, and motion approved 4-0. Thank you and good luck, and let's work together, improve our bus stop. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go to number 9. Okay, who put number 9?
I did, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Acting City Manager, can you describe what the updates are to the report? It came really late, so I don't know what the updates
Would you please?
are.
Okay, and on the website have all their contact information. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Councilman Contos. And yes, I plan to read that into the record here, especially for our listening audience. So there was some information left off the original staff report after it was published. So I'd like to read into the record. Under the discussion, while the vehicles are primarily intended for street sweeping enforcement, they may also be used to support other NPDES, which is our National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System program, related activities as needed, including emergency response to major stormwater runoff events, provided such use aligns with Measure W funding requirements. Vehicles purchased utilizing Measure W funds are restricted to street sweeping enforcement functions, maintaining compliance with NPDES requirements, and responding to major events and emergencies in the city. And these vehicles will not be used by other departments for unrelated purposes. And that was added to the staff report.
Thank you. Can you address what residents had asked earlier about how we are proposing to purchase these Ford Ram trucks as opposed to less expensive vehicles like those that cost just $20,000?
Absolutely. So whenever we use restricted funds, measure monies to make a purchase, we want to get the most for our money for what we buy. While the intended purpose and the main purpose of the vehicles will be to the NPDES and the street sweeping enforcement program and the elimination of stuff flowing into our storm drains, these vehicles could also be used for when we're addressing encampments, things that abut public right-of-way, encampments that are in hillsides where items are going to run off into the storm drain. So they'll serve as a multi-purpose. So in addition to when they're not being used for the enforcement of the street sweeping program, the following of the sweeper, they can be used for other purposes to prevent items from getting into our storm drain and flowing into the ocean.
Okay, so so you're basically saying that because they have other uses, and all those additional uses that you mentioned are permissible under the grant, where we're not going to fall afoul of what the intention of the grant money is to be used for?
That is correct. As long as we use the vehicles for the intended purpose, which is to improve stormwater and the elimination of items getting into our storm drain system, yes, it is an allowable activity.
And so how do we ensure that just to make the maximum use of these vehicles for wear and tear purposes, that they're just, especially when looking at how frequently they're just used to do parking tickets and that sort of thing? What is the plan for maximizing the durability of these vehicles by not just simply using them only for parking tickets and so forth? Because with these vehicles at this expense, there's going to be upkeep later, and if we just use them to drive around, it's sort of overkill, at least within the parking ticket context. So what's the plan there?
Absolutely. So the Public Safety Department will be charged with the maintenance and monitoring of these vehicles and making sure they're used the most efficiently for this community, for the program, and the elimination of debris getting into our stormwater. As you know, the Public Safety Department, which includes parking and all types of different enforcements, works in collaboration with our police department on a number of issues, including our HOPE team, which addresses encampments. And just today, we were out at several where you had items that would have flown into the storm drain, that we had other vehicles, including cars, placing trash in their vehicles to take them back to the city yard. So in that case, when these vehicles were not being used in the street sweeping program, they could have been used for helping remove some of the encampments, including if we had stuff left at the bus shelters, which we talked about earlier. If there's a pile of trash and something could get into our storm drain, we could stop and pick that up as well. If they're following the sweeper and there's items in the curb line that the sweeper is going to go around, they'd have the ability to throw those vehicles in the back of their truck so then the street could be properly swept, and again, preventing debris from getting into our storm drains.
And how frequently are these escalated uses occurring each week, just generally from your experience already?
I would say we'd be using them almost on a daily basis. The issue of trash and debris, homeless encampments, as we discussed earlier, just with the bus shelter, this is something that's a push down, pop up. We clean up one area, it appears someplace else. So this is really a moving target that we're constantly addressing, and I could see these be used on a regular basis for a multitude of purposes. They'd also serve as a force multiplier in the event that we do have an emergency or significant event. The vehicles under the Measure W restrictions can be used for any emergencies of the police department, fire department, something like that. If we had a fire and they're hosing down a fire, some of the vehicles will be used at that time also for those type of emergencies.
Thank you. No more questions, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Hold on. I need to go on the record. Thank you, Councilman Canto. I forgot to turn on my mic. And now we go to Councilmember Gutierrez. Go ahead.
Yes. And I think, I was also able to dig deep into the verbiage of the legislation of Measure W, and I did see that one of the great things about this purchase is that these vehicles are equipped to handle a disaster. For example, in our hillside areas where have been prone to fire. I think earlier this year there was a fire in Gallister Park, a small brush fire, and so when you have to respond, coming from an emergency management background, when you have to respond to a national disaster or a disaster in general, and you have mudslides or other unstable ground, and you need to drive up to those areas, you better have a four-wheel drive or you're not going to get up there. And so I think being able to use these assets in case of an emergency to respond to a disaster in our communities, especially the hillsides, to have them at four-wheel drive, and also to have two interceptors that are going to be built to handle situations like that, I think is something that we're being prepared for the next disaster that may or may not hit our community. So thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Any other City Council want to have a question?
Mr. Mayor, one last question.
No,
What
go
is
ahead.
what are police interceptors exactly used for in the field? Just
The police interceptor is just a model of the Ford Explorer, and they will be used for the management of the program and also the surveying and climbing into some of the hillsides where we have pending projects, future projects, and areas that we can't get to at this current time. They will also be equipped with the mobile charging stations that are needed for carrying different pieces of equipment and supplies that will be used for the program.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I have a quick question. So this is not from general fund, right?
This is not from general fund.
So this is from the grant.
This is from Measure W monies, correct?
So they have a requirement of what kind of a car we need to purchase.
It has guidelines of what the vehicles could be used for, and these vehicles best suit the needs of those guidelines.
Got it. Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
What?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Oh, thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and second. Roll call, please.
I have a first from Councilmember Gutierrez, a second from Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado. Roll call vote. Councilman Contos.
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz, absent. Councilmember Gutierrez.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Aye.
Mayor Wu.
Aye. Motion approved 4-0. Okay, thank you so much. And now we move to item number 16, the presentation for the website. We move you up because we really have a lot of questions. We don't want you fall asleep at the end. Okay, so here we've been waiting, and the drum roll for our website. We've been waiting for a long, long time. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
If I may, I want to take the opportunity to introduce you Jewel Griffiths with Civics Plus. He will be providing the mayor and the community, the mayor, the city council, and the community with an update and status of the website redesign project. Take it away, Jewel.
Thank you, Roxanne. Mr. Mayor, council members, thank you for having me. It's a privilege to be here and get to spend a little bit of time with you guys going through the website. Essentially, what I hope to do today is give you a status update and an overview of where the project is, what we've accomplished, and what we have left to do. So let's start by just kind of reintroducing the team that you have at Civic Plus that supports you and works closely with your team here. Lily Castro is our project manager. She's responsible for the overall timeline and completion of the project. Kate Solomon, your art director, all things that have to do with design, colors, and layout. She's had a hand in. Jeppy Gutierrez, web content specialist, all things that have to do with the content in terms of migrating it from your current website to our platform. And then myself as an implementation consultant, my job is to work closely with your team throughout the entire project on user experience. One of the things we like to make sure is that we don't build you a cookie cutter website. We understand the nuances and the identity of this office as well as your community, and we cater and customize your website accordingly. So I've had the privilege of working with Roxanne and Will and the great team that you have here. I will also be back to train your staff in September before we ultimately launch the website. So again, good to meet you all. Wanted to give you kind of a scope of work. This could be a refresher, but when we go back to the initial contract and what's included, you guys are getting our Civic Engage Central Ultimate website, and it also comes with Audio Eye. We know that ADA compliance is a big priority for this group, and so the Audio Eye add-on that you guys have will include, on top of all the add-ons that we already built into our platform, you have a dedicated team that will apply an automated service that as your team creates and updates content, it will fix ADA compliance issues. The team also manually will go in and do spot checks on a regular basis to make sure that the website stays compliant. The one thing that's important to notice is that maintaining compliance is a partnership between Civic Plus and your staff. Throughout this implementation and this migration, it's up to us to build the website that's compliant, but as your staff, launches the website and ultimately adds and creates content, it's a partnership between us to make sure we're up to those standards. Modules, these are all of the essential tools that we have available on the website. A couple of them I'll share with you today, but you guys with the Ultimate website have all of our standard modules and functionalities. And as far as the technical setup, We have one domain in SSL, currently westcovino.org. Believe you guys are going to westcovino.gov. Talked with the project team here today about the fact that we won't experience any broken pages. We're going to work before launch to make sure that any members of the community that are still using .org will be redirected to .gov when you guys launch. As far as design, we had a design and discovery meeting early on in the project to kind of select the color and the layout as well as the concept, in which we're going to give you guys a sneak peek of that today. When we look at the scope of work for content, 500 pages of content were contracted to be moved from your current website over to our new platform, as well as 100 meetings worth of agendas and minutes transferred to your new website.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. You say our website changed from .org to the .gov, to government. So you're talking about the .gov in the future?
So right now it's .org, and I believe that they will be switching to .gov.
So that's our future, to go to government.
That is correct. That is our future.
That's good. Okay, but
that is our future.
Will our email be changed to .gov? Okay, at westcovina.gov.
If Will is here, if he can speak to that, or perhaps we'll get that response to you. But that is more of an IT question.
Because that will be consistent with everything if we change it to because I think a lot of people are kind of confused why we are org, ORG. Sure. I think we should be gov, GOV. Yeah, Will, the best, our IT guy.
Council.
Yeah, thank you.
If I may, pretty much, yes, we're all going to move to .gov. It's mandatory, so we have to.
Mandatory? Yes. So it's mandatory. So we cannot even say we don't want to do it. No, we want it. I want this 10 years ago, but finally after 10 years it happened. So mandatory go to the GOV. So it's not misleading to ORG.
Right. So we're still going to have the ORG. So it's just going to be redirected. So let's say you have an old account, or you go to the old website, you're going to get redirected.
And because people are used to is the GOV. We don't want ORG. We don't want to miss anybody.
Correct.
Just like, this guy's disappear because email disappear. Very good. Well, you're the best. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Continue, please.
Thank you, Mayor. So, yes, like I said, mentioned content, 500 pages migrated, as well as 100 meetings worth of agendas and minutes. The last item here in your scope of work is your professional services. Again, that includes 3 days of on-site training. We have the benefit of being able to have me as your consultant who has been with this project team since the beginning. Sometimes we do a handoff to a new trainer, but to make sure that this project goes off and as scheduled and according to plan, I'm just going to stay with you guys and be back to train the staff. I've worked with them for months and months on making sure that they understand how to analyze their current content on the website and ultimately update it, delete what needs to be deleted before they migrate it over to the new website. The last thing I want to say on this is I know there's been a little concern around personnel changes on both sides as far as the project management on our side and the project team you have internally. And just wanted to speak to the fact that we have had fantastic communication and transparency. And the previous project manager went out on FMLA, and so we, anticipating that, had her start with Lily, and they overlapped a full month before they handed the project off. So rest assured, in terms of the integrity of the project and the timeline, we are on schedule. I know that you guys have a State of the City coming up, and I believe I heard that you would like to present this website.
Correct.
And I'm very confident that you'll be able to do that.
September 4th.
September 4th. Okay.
So I'll be ready on September 1st to go through with everything with my colleague. I want all my colleagues have a chance to be on the showcase. Everybody say something about what the future of the city. So not only the mayor, but of course we all colleagues share with the 5 district, and so we want to show about how the smart city, our future. That website is very important for our service to hopefully 24/7. Yeah,
absolutely. And we'll show you a full timeline at the end of this presentation, but just to move a little bit ahead, August 26th, we're doing your full website reveal. That's when your content team will get a full demonstration from me. They'll be able to get into the website.
So in August, we should be a complete project, and we can...
Not complete. Complete would be going live, which I believe is October 1st. but the ability for us to let you into the website, know that the content is done. They'll have a 2-week period where they can review the content for accuracy.
Try out time and fine tune.
Absolutely, yes. All right. Implementation process. We utilize a 6-phase process, as you can see here: initiate, analyze, design and configure, and then optimize, which is the current phase that we're in. I'm going to talk to you about a couple of important milestones in each of these phases, the ones that we've accomplished and the ones that we still have upcoming. There are a few dates here, and I'll show you these again at the end, but like I said, website reveal on the 26th. I will be back to train this staff on how to utilize the website on the week of the 8th, and I'll work with Roxanne and the full project team to make sure the availability and the scheduling works. You guys are busy. It's hard to get 10 to 12 editors to, take time with me. So we'll break the sessions out, and we'll make sure we make the most of that time and make sure everyone gets trained. And then your launch confirmation meeting, that's one last check-in where we make sure that you guys understand the guidelines, you're ready to go live, and any last-minute questions and concerns that you guys have, we'll answer those at that meeting, and then ultimately we will launch, it looks like on the 2nd of October. So giving you just a bit of a deeper dive into the project here in terms of what's transpired, the steps we've gone through, where we are, and what we have to do left. This is a view of our Gantt chart and our timeline. On the left-hand side, you can see all of the different steps that go into this project. I'm not going to go through every one of them today for you, but I will. Again, I mentioned those 6 phases. I'm going to point out an important step in each phase. As you can see on the left-hand side, the green checkbox means those steps have been completed. And on the right-hand side, the green icons are steps that Civic Plus is responsible for. And so that means we have resources allocated to those steps. The icons that you see in red are deliverables from your project team, so we don't have any resources allocated to those. I do just want to say that Roxanne and Will and the whole project team have been fantastic as far as getting the deliverables to us so that we can make sure that we all stay on schedule. Starting with the project kickoff meeting, this was at the beginning of the project late last year. Kind of an overview showing this visual one more time. In that kickoff meeting, we kind of go through the full project in terms of what to expect, the deliverables from your team, the deliverables from us. And when we leave that meeting, our goal is to make sure we understand the full scope of the project. And then we can present a timeline, which we were able to give to your team and give them a 2-week period to approve it. And ultimately let us move on to the second phase of the project. They approved that timeline at the beginning of the project, and I'm happy to say that we're still on schedule to hit that target. So that is the first step of this project that allows us to move forward. Moving on to analyze, we have our design and discovery meeting in phase 2. This is when our art director, Kate Solomon, meets with your team and really goes through great detail in terms of all of the information from a design perspective, a color perspective that you guys want. And so wanted to stop here. This is a preview of your homepage in terms of some color and some layout here. I've got labeled kind of all of the decisions that we've connected with your team to make, from your site ID, the alert center on top. I understand, again, alerts are very important, making sure you get important information out to the community. So we wanted to display that as well. The graphic link buttons, the search bar, all of these options were kind of handpicked between your project team and our art director and done thoughtfully. We take a look at analytics. We take a look at feedback that you guys have gotten from the community. And ultimately, when you land on this homepage, the most important information that the residents need, we want them to be able to get there within 1 to 2 clicks. And so that is how we've designed the website and the layout as well. So moving on here, one of the other things that we know is really important to you guys is a mobile responsive website. And so we always like to highlight that on your new website, when you launch, it doesn't matter what device your residents come to the website on, it will be the same exact experience, and that includes compatibility as well as all the features that are available. They should have no issue, and they should have a consistent experience. Also wanted to highlight the news flash. I thought a lot of the kind of awards and recognitions you guys did tonight was fantastic, and was just thinking about, this is the bottom of your guys' homepage. So a lot of those, popular and positive news, accommodations, and things like that, you guys will have this tool on your homepage to document the important things that are going on in the community and make sure that everyone feels really connected. And so this is kind of a preview of what your homepage will look like. Your team will have the ability to go in and within just a few minutes make updates to important news that you want to share with the community. The other great thing about the news flash is we have a Notify Me tool that allows your community to subscribe to all of the information on the website. And so instead of them having to come to the website and periodically check for news, agendas, minutes, they will be able, upon launch, to sign up for subscriptions and get email and text messages about all of that information. So I wanted to share this with you as well. Moving on to the content process meeting. This is a meeting that we had with our content specialists. Migration is extremely important on these projects, making sure that we get all of your important information migrated to the new website, and that it's all available and well organized and ADA compliant. Again, 500 pages of content is what was contracted to move over, and here's a list of the items that we included, all the text, images, and documents that we found on your website. We migrated them over, applied our best practices to them to make sure that they were compliant, and we organized them by department. So if we found pages on your current website that didn't have proper headers, photos that didn't have alternate text, as we migrated that information over, we fixed all of that for you. And again, when we meet with the staff later or in September to train, we'll make sure that they're trained on all compliance so that they can maintain that level of quality when they start to update the website. Training engagement. So this is what we have coming up in September. And here's just a screenshot. One of the cool things about our training is, number one, we get to do it on site. So all the nuances and things that I've learned from each of these departments as I've met with them over the last several months, I'm going to make sure that they're trained on specifically the tasks that they need to complete. We train on the live production website, so it's not a sandbox. When I come back to train the team, it will be very hands-on, and we'll make sure that they are prepared and confident and ready to update the website and support the community when you guys launch. And then to wrap up here, we have our website reveal meeting that we talked about August 26th. That is when we will be able to showcase all of the content that we've moved over. Here's an example of how the city manager's office looks on your current website. The one thing that's important is as we migrate the content will look familiar.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Acting city manager, you need a new picture. Go ahead.
So the content will look recognizable to your staff and your community. Just has our best practices applied to it. Here's the same page on the new website.
This is like a mark shot rather than the city manager. Continue,
Any picture, Mylon.
We'll make sure.
Let's see what the alt text says of that one.
So a before and after, again, with our best practices and your new design applied. A couple of the differences you'll see as we look at these. The email is masked. We have quick links for contact information. Anything that changes, we'll have a central location to update the staff directory, and all of that will be really automated and easy to utilize for your team. So again, the content's going to look familiar, but it's going to have our best practices and all our new tools at your disposal to continue and maintain the quality that you're looking for. So moving on here to the last item on your agenda is our website launch. And so I wanted to show you a timeline of what we have left to complete. That reveal on the 26th, followed shortly by me being back to train the staff. And then the launch confirmation meeting to make sure that everything's buttoned up in terms of you guys being ready to turn the website on, making sure that your staff is confident in all the tools that they've been trained on. And then ultimately, we will launch on the 2nd.
Okay. This look like not our building, okay? So hopefully in the future we have our beautiful, okay, City Hall and our courtyard and our 16 Park. Okay, City Council, anybody have a question? Yeah, go ahead, Council Member Gutierrez. And Oli, you have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the tabs you have on top, it looks like the lettering's blending in. Can you do something about that?
Let me go back to it here. Right here.
Yeah, it's too. It's hard to see. If I'm a senior citizen, I can't see that.
So I would say that this is a little bit zoomed out, just in terms of communicating the different options and what you've selected. I think you'll find when you go to the URL
more visible. The
more
top
visible
tabs.
A bigger font.
Bigger font. Yeah, this screenshot is kind of minimized just to make sure that we could fit. If you look at the standard size and ratio of a screen, this website would probably fill. If we were on the URL, it would fill the whole screen.
Okay.
So visually, I think you'll be pleased with how much you can kind of see and experience the content on the homepage.
Very good.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and Oli, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the first question is with regard to the training that you have for staff. Are you going to be video and audio recording that so that way if staff changes, they'll still be able to go back and look at the training that you're doing this August?
So that's a wonderful question. That's always at the project team's discretion. If Roxanne wants us to record the training, we absolutely will.
Great. And then second, what is our capability with this new website with regard to emergency notifications? Let's say something horrible happens in the city and we need to let everybody know about something that's happening. Is that within the scope of this or is that something separate?
Great question. So we have an alert center built in. It's a tool that we have internally that allows us to place notices loud and clear across every page of the website should you choose. And also, your residents will be able to sign up and subscribe to our different categories. So, for example, if you had a category called emergency alerts, they can get text messages and emails about that. And then, like the example we have here, as soon as you get to the homepage, it's loud. It's at the top of the page, and it tells you exactly what's going on. So we do have an internal alert system that the team will be able to utilize for their needs.
Great. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, Mayor Poten?
Okay, thank you. So I know PD has their own website, separate website. So is that going to be like if they go to PD, would that direct them to that website?
Yeah, fantastic question. So this example right here, where it's just listing a few departments, the PD will be listed there, just like every other department. When you click it, it will seamlessly redirect to their website.
Okay. And then everything will be integrated with like putting in the apps and all that stuff and the GIS and everything will be there.
That's correct.
Smoothly. Okay.
All those capabilities you'll have available to you.
Okay, thank you, Council. Okay, I just want to share with you, I think, okay, and since we're moving to the AI smart city agenda, I think you know what I'm talking about. I think all the city is compete each other, try to catch up about this trend, okay, and basically our website is our future or our face.
Sure.
Because people don't come to City Hall. You have a 120,000 population. Most of the time they want to check information. They go to where? Google it.
Right.
Check our website. So our website has to be, okay, 24/7, okay, to service the resident or any people thinking about and invest or set up business in West Covina. And this website should be given a very easy channel to provide information or even application. Can we do that?
Absolutely. And so in terms of the website kind of evolving into something that's AI compatible and AI friendly, our development team is constantly looking at ways to improve the website. With you guys having our ultimate service, as soon as those tools become available, we're going to roll them out to all of our customers. Internally, we are already starting to use those AI tools to make sure that they're compatible. Obviously, need to make sure that they're ADA compliant as well. But with the future moving in that direction, Civic Plus is completely committed to making sure that our website stays up to date.
For example, like if people ask question and then they have a CT or AI response, either in the audio or picture coming out, say, may I help you? Can I do this? And like when you go to any of the website, they will pop out, they want to talk to you. Can I serve you? Okay, say something like that. Just a question. And is that in your mind for the future service?
So that enhancement you guys already have, and I'm up on this slide right now. If you go to the internal chat bot down in the right-hand corner, when you click on that, you're greeted by an AI bot. You're able to ask specific questions. The staff could ask a question, how do I update this page? It's going to direct them to all of our articles in terms of helping them with whatever solution they're looking for. Now, an external chat bot, we do have that as an available feature that we can discuss adding on to your website, but that technology is available.
Exactly. And that can be monitored next day when the staff on duty will check about what this is. So we will have staff monitor all this information of what this and that, and they compute into the email to our staff. So we check, and we, like person, can respond to the person, say, oh, got it, this and that, we will take care for you. Again, when we talk about smart city and the innovation to help our government for future service, customer service, this is the first tool, is our website with all the information, including, for example, people want to become a vendor in our event. Can they check the information? Can they check what kind of guideline, or what can I have to provide? And so basic information, and they can submit application right away, even pay the fee for certain, okay, for example, film it, Super Moon Festival or Spring Festival, July 4th, and they can book and even see all the information. Can we do that?
Absolutely. All of those tools are available currently. When you're talking about activities, the ability to use a payment portal to pay, register, the ability to customize forms for events within the community, all of that can be built out, automated. Residents will have access to that kind of information at 3 a.m. And the folks that need to get it, receive that information on your staff will be listed, and they will get all that information during business hours.
Very good.
And the other thing I'll say on that is we want to make sure that your new website is the singular source of truth and information for your community. We want them to be confident that this is the place that they should go instead of Facebook. And one of the things that we talk about with your staff is creating a virtual office. So our goal is everything that they have available to them when they come to City Hall, as far as resources and information, we want to duplicate that so they feel confident going to your website.
So basically, why didn't they Google it? They could just, our website become like their Google for any West Covina information, any investment, any available, okay, or staff and this and that. So they can get service right away when they're doing the search, okay, and the West Covina website can provide, okay, all those information for them.
Absolutely. We'll have all the tools and the capabilities to build out all of
You like promise me everything, like a sky high. Okay, I hope you can deliver.
Listen, these things are tools that we have available to you. So I'm excited to just let you know that.
And I have another question is what a lot of people waiting for about their street payment plan, okay, and if you type in their street, and then they will pop out all the information about their rating and when they will be serviced, repay, this and that, and when's the last time they pay. So we have all the street information. So city have to provide, enter the database into your portal, onto AI and the smart city website. But in that way, and including their tree, the city-owned tree in their front yard, what is the status, when will be trimmed? Can they provide all those information? So when they're home, they can write away about the hillside, about their tree, about their street, so they can get all the information. They don't have it in the dark, and they don't know what's going on about when they get service, including the trash pickup time and the street sweeping time, and everything will be information over there.
Yeah, so one of the things that will help with that is developing and building out frequently asked questions, and we have a tool to do that. We also have a request tracker, so they can really serve themselves in terms of asking questions and getting information about their city, their streets, their home. Your team will be able to build out kind of work processes within that and work with the city.
Yeah, I want to have a city manager or somebody to answer what I just mentioned, that would be request for a couple of years.
Yeah, I think what you're talking about, which the current website already has some of those features, is through the GIS layers. And so having those GIS layers and working with the staff to enhance those layers so that it can be more communicative in the areas that you're talking about. So that GIS information can be built in to this new website. The tools are there. It has the capability to do that. So yes.
Yeah, we have lost the street consultant to survey all our street in entire city, including when to pay this and that. We have that. And they say they are going to put it on our website. So this should be going to your website in detail, okay? And because people are asking all the time about when we're going to pay their street. And then so it's about the grade, okay? Grading is there in the level 1, 2, 3, 4, when there will be, and then will be, hopefully all street will be with fairness to pay in the due time, because currently some street has 30 years never been paid, and some street within 10 years get paid 2 times. So we want to make sure we don't waste. Okay, and so city can look into all this. So we monitor about our database, including the tree currently from West Coast. I remember they told us they have each tree they all identify, and that tree should be on the website and talk about the cycle or trimming, or resident feel like the tree be in danger. They can right away online say, this tree, is problematic. Have some people to look into it, because we don't want the tree collapse into their home, and then we have to pay for. Not only that, we do want any of injury or anything from the tree falling and this, and I want to make sure, because recently camping and the one kid get fatal accident by the tree falling on him. So we do not want this kind of thing. Make sure the tree we properly make sure, we don't have any liability issue or create any fatal, or injury or property damage. So I think it sounds so good. I think this is something that we've been waiting for, but it's too good to be true. I hope it's true because it sounds so good, right, Ollie? It sounds so great. And then we really want this website. We cannot wait to test drive and have all the information. Okay, and Ollie, you want to say something? Go ahead.
In terms of tools, do we also have access to ClickFunnels or other similar software so we could have email autoresponders, and where do we have a different email series for things where we could pre-write and pre-automate all of that? Is that also a part of the website package?
Yeah, built into a lot of our tools, you have the ability to create and customize workflows that allow you to customize auto responses when forms are submitted and information is submitted and requested by the public. So built into the back end of our website, the ability to kind of create those workflows and have them launch automatically is definitely available.
Oh, good. So as an example, if we wanted to say for any business coming to town that we send them to this autoresponder, and then they have a series of 4 or 5 things that we tell them, so that way it just automates the communication, that's already within the capability here?
Absolutely. What I will say is that what you'll have to do when we launch is your staff will have to kind of build out those workflows.
Sure.
And that's part of what I will train them on when I come back, all of those different tools, how to utilize them. And it's really why it's been great to be connected with this team from the beginning of the project, because I'm not just going to show them the bare bones of how to use our tools. I know what they need the tools for. And as I continue to get that information, we'll make sure that we customize those workflows for your specific needs.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, I think we cannot wait to have your complete project and launch, and everybody like, whoa, so good. West Covina are ahead of the time, and because this is the trend. Okay, all the other city is catching up, and we want to be in the front rather than catching people. So I think this is a great start. Okay, I hope the promise can be delivered. Okay, all the good stuff we just mentioned about, it will be easy one-stop shopping to see everything. And since right now we have a AI smart city program, so possible this all can be doable for our future. So this is receive and file, right?
Correct.
Okay. So do I need to have a vote? No, right? We just no. Okay. Your name, please.
Jewel Griffiths.
Okay, Jewel.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. We want to thank you, and hopefully next time you're over here is give us a training, and we over here say thank you, Jewel. Okay, very good. I love you a long time. Okay, so this is something important for us because everybody waiting for a great service from the city. Thank you, Jewel. Thank you for your team. Thank you, hard work. Appreciate. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Councilman.
Okay. So anyway, let's go to our public hearing number 13.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Do we ready for you to move up number 15 first? Oh, sorry. Yeah, 15.
You want to move to 15?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go this one first?
Yes.
So we have 13, 14, 15. Okay, let's go number 15. That is, I think, it's a hospital bond, right? Yeah, because people are waiting over there, so we don't want to waste his time. Is that you, sir? Okay, so and nobody against. We move 15 first, so he can go home. Okay, number 15. Okay, I'm going to read number 15. Okay, we are moving number 15, Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act. Hearing to consider the issuance of a tax-exempt bond for M&A Health Queen of the Valley Hospital. This hearing held under the authority and pursuant to the Section 147 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986. The purpose of the hearing is to hear comment and discussion relating to the proposed issuance by the California Statewide Community Development Authority of tax-exempt bond for the finance of M&A Health facility in West Covina not to exceed $90 million. The bond proceeds will be used for the expansion of the M&A Health Queen of the Valley Hospital campus located at 1115 South Sunset Avenue in West Covina. Is a city clerk or assistant city manager verify proper notice has been given?
Yes, the affidavit is on file. A legal notice appeared in the July 7th, 2025 issue of the San Gabriel Valley Tribune and subsequently on the city's website advising of this public hearing.
Okay, and now I'm going to declare the public hearing open. So before I move to the public comment or council question, and who is going to present, and this item? Microphone, please.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Acting Economic Development and Housing Manager Gerardo Rojas will present the staff report.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry for the delay. Good evening, Mayor and Council members. The item before you this evening calls for the city to conduct. I'm sorry. This one here. Okay. There it is. Apologize for that. Good evening, Mayor, Council members. The item before you this evening calls for the city to conduct a Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act, better known as TEFRA hearing, in consideration of the approval and the issuance of tax-exempt bonds in the amount not to exceed $90 million by the California Statewide Communities Development Authority, otherwise known as CSCDA, for the benefit of eminent health to finance or refinance capital projects for facilities within the city of West Covina and neighboring communities. The CSCDA was created under California Joint Exercise of Powers Act to provide California's local governments with a tool for the financing of community-based public benefit projects. More than 500 cities, counties, and special districts, including the city of West Covina, have become program participants. CSCDA helps local governments build community infrastructure, provide affordable housing, create jobs, amongst other items. West Covina, as a government unit having jurisdiction over the area, must conduct a TEFRA hearing and provide approval of those bonds. As a conduit, West Covina will have no financial obligation to the bonds. Of the 90 million in tax-exempt bonds, 74 million will be used for the financing of Eminent Health facilities in West Covina. The remainder of the bonds will be used by Eminent Health or one of its affiliates to finance or refinance projects located in the city of Covina and city of Glendora. The city of West Covina facility is Eminent Health Queen of the Valley Hospital. As a reminder, the Queen of the Valley expansion entitlements were approved by the Planning Commission in September of 2019 and the City Council in March of 2020. The following slides highlight the expansion that is taking place at the hospital, including the addition of the emergency department and intensive care unit, which you see on your screen now, the cancer center building, and lastly, the third floor primary care clinic expansion and the fourth floor OBGYN clinic expansion. This concludes the staff report. I also want to let you know that Mr. Tony Blakely, the Vice President of Facilities and Construction for Eminent Health, is in attendance to help answer any questions you may have.
Okay, and thank you. Okay, and City Council, do you have any question? If none, I will open out the public comment. Okay, and so no, okay, so we can bring back so public comment. Okay, starting with, do we have any written comment? Assistant City Manager or anyone who want to speak on this project or this bond? Go ahead.
I do not have any written comments.
And do we have any speaker? None?
No speaker cards at this time.
Please support this. Okay, anybody against this? Doug, you want to against this? No? Okay, thank you. Okay, now I'm going to close public comment and then bring back to the council discussion. And yeah, go ahead. And Brian, go ahead. You have a comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to know.
Maybe we have the person come over here. Mm-hmm. So you've been waiting whole night, so I want you to have some TV time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like it? You like our council meeting?
Yes.
So we'll come back every time.
Mm-hmm.
And we stay late. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
Maybe you can introduce yourself and your title with the MNC Help.
My name is Tony Blakely. I'm the Vice President of Facilities and Construction. So all of that construction you see, I've been working on. I've been with M&A Health for the last 8 years.
Great.
Citrus Valley Health Park.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's great to see that happening, being built. I think that's in District 1, no? MNC Help? I think so.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But we all represent our own districts. But when things happen in my district, I'm happy to see them. But it affects throughout. It'll help many people. That's the point. And so my question is, maybe you could ask your leadership or something. But I wanted to know how does West Covina have a voice, maybe its residents or so forth, in any of your boards or any of your, and maybe you don't know that question since it's not your purview, but.
well, we do have a couple of members of our board. The Azusa mayor is a member of our board. Mm-hmm. The former Covina mayor was a member of our board. Mm. So we try and have civic leaders and.
And is there a reason why West Covina? Because
I'm now on the board. That's why you want to ask, right?
No, I don't want to be on the board. But what I want to know is because and you could take this back to your leadership, is that West Covina taxpayers have been very supportive of Eminent Health. Yet West Covina does not have a voice on any of your boards, and I think that's essential to ensure West Covina residents have a voice. And it doesn't have to be this council. It could be a member of the community who could apply for that position. But I think it's important that West Covina residents do have a voice, because it's one of the largest facilities in our community, helping people most in need. And I think that West Covina taxpayers have been very generous to Eminent Health and its ownership. And I think that it's important that everyone has a voice, just not those neighboring cities. You would assume that not only your neighboring cities will have a voice, but also the city that you actually operate in will have a voice, and I think that's essential. So, but yeah, that's why I wanted to.
I'll take that back to my CEO.
Yeah, I want to echo Council Member Gutierrez. Okay, I've been doing this for 10 years. Okay, and I've been talking to your previous CEO and current CEO and Rajesh Sharman. Okay, I even have a previous city manager set up a meeting with him. Okay, but end up he have a Covina City Council come out to speak to us because he is the board member. My question is very simple. 2016, I was on the City Council, and we lobby, we fight. Okay, we call people to support sell our Sunset Field. Okay, and that is our park, and we want people to vote because we need people to vote on our park to give to sell very cheap to Queensville Valley, and because we know how important to have that land, because that will help you to build. Currently, we are waiting for the expansion of the emergency room. Okay, and that my father was there for 5 times before he passed away in the Queensville Valley. Okay, and because the emergency rooms really need to update, and I went through back in 1998 to 1999, and then see how crampy that place was, or currently still is. So to expansion for emergency to save life on the service is absolutely needed. So I think, okay, and you are the number 1 employer, okay, in West Covina. And West Covina is the second largest city in St. Gabriel's Valley. So we talked to them, talked to your CEO to say, hey, I think, okay, West Covina City Council, one of us, deserve to bring the voice to you guys. So we work as a partnership. We want close tie with our number 1 employer in our city. Okay. And in Queensville Valley, we want to help you, promote you, work together to have you to be our number 1 medical center, and hopefully all other surrounding people come to here to use your service. And your expansion with that beautiful facility with all this chemo service place, we all went to visit, okay, a couple of years ago. And then we went to, okay, of your, I think the high tech with all the new equipment, okay, with that, I think some kind of, technology.
It's our cancer center.
Cancer center, because we thinking about we can maybe outbid, okay, City of Hope, okay, to do a better service and to have people utilize your place because you have all the new equipment. I think you hired one of the VP from the City of Hope, and I remember we all went, all the surrounding city council went. It's a beautiful place. You did a great job. Okay, we want to thank you. Okay, but hopefully. We, a city council, one of us can bring the voice, okay, for our residents, since everybody very proud to have a Queensville Valley. It makes sense? It makes sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so I think, rather than, we don't mind Azusa Mayor to be on the board, but is that West Covina Council, one of us, to be there? Does it make more sense?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And please bring this back.
I will.
We want to serve. We want to help you. We want anything you have a problem. Okay. And one of our rep over there in your board, we are going to make sure we take care of you. Okay. Continually as a partnership. So that is seen very important. So for us to, okay, one of us represent the taxpayer of West Covina that supporting Queensville Valley to have a voice in your nonprofit because you are a nonprofit hospital.
Right.
So we really want to promote you, have a even better reputation to compete, okay, with Owen Park, okay, Kaiser. So because a hospital, they put the best maternity. I was thinking about West Covina is pretty good too. So Valley has the best maternity, right?
Right.
So everybody compete each other, and we need to be on there. But nothing wrong to have a West Covina City Council to help you guys to persuade the resident to utilize and to come to the Queensville Valley or inter-community. I think this is something you guys have to be more open-minded, okay, to help. We can help you as a partner. Okay, thank you so much. Any other council? Otherwise, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 25-42, a resolution of the City Council of the City of West Covina, California, approving the insurance of the California Statewide Communities Development Authority revenue bonds for a Monte House Series 2025 in an ever-greater principal amount not to exceed $90 million for the purpose of financing and or refinancing acquisition, construction, equipping, improvement, renovation, rehabilitation, and or remodeling, including by reimbursing expenditures made for such purposes of hospital, health care, related facilities, and certain other matters related.
Thank you. Okay, do I have a second? Do I have a second? Who's your second? Mayor Pro Tem. Roll call, please.
I have a first from Councilmember Gutierrez, a second by Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado. Roll call vote. Councilman Contos.
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz. Councilwoman Diaz is absent. Councilmember Gutierrez.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Aye.
Mayor Wu.
Aye. And motion to approve 4-0. Congratulations. And I hope you bring this back. We really want to work as a partnership with Queensville Valley, with Emanate. And let us work together, have a one of a city council to be there like Covina, like Azusa. And hopefully Glendora can have a city council still on the board. Because Glendora have your Methodist church, right? Okay, Glendora, okay, that hospital. I went to check all 3 of your hospital, including you have a hospice care. So totally 4 facility. See, I know Crystal, I know Ebony like my finger. So I've been living here since 1989, and then my family using your service. So hopefully residents really proud, and you can take our suggestion to work together to bring maybe Condora and West Covina, one of the council in the future, same thing too. So in that way, okay, we can help entire community. More is better to promote and get more service, more business come to your, facility. Make sense?
Makes sense. I'll take it back to our executive team, and I want to just say it warmed my heart to see you guys work with the little young lady that was the champion boxer. That was so cool.
You like my announcement? Like,
yes.
Let's go to the Rumble. Okay.
You may have a second career there.
I know. Thank you so much. I've been practicing the whole day. Okay. I watched the videos 3 times, 5 times, and say my accent's not there yet. But name is ladies and gentlemen. Okay. But thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Your kind word.
He does.
Yeah, he does. He's very famous. So, and try to imitate him. Okay, really quick. Okay, let's go back to the number 13. Okay, and let's go to number 13, another public hearing. I think this is a CDBG fund. Yes, it's CDBG fund. The numbers. You kind of mess up my number over here. Let's go to the number 13. Okay, the motion is ordered to approve the following, the item number 13, the program year 2025 to 2029 CDBG consolidate plan. Okay, this, number 13, consideration of a PY 2025-2029 to 2029 Community Development Block Grant CDBG Consolidated Plan and the related budget amendment. The matter set for public hearing, is consideration of a proposed program. And as the city manager, is a proper notification has been given?
Yes, Mayor, it has.
Okay, now I'm declared the public hearing open for the CDBG, and revised plan for tonight. And who is going to present this CDBG fund?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Kelly McDonald will present.
Go ahead, please.
Good evening. This hearing concerns the program year 2025-2029 CDBG Consolidated Plan. As a recipient of CDBG funds from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the city is required to prepare a consolidated plan that guides the intended use of funds during a 5-year period. The consolidated plan contains a 5-year strategic plan, a 1-year action plan, and a citizen participation plan. The CDBG program works to ensure decent, affordable housing, to provide services to the most vulnerable in our community, and to create jobs through the expansion and retention of businesses. This is the second of two required public hearings. On May 20th, the City Council approved the prioritization of needs shown in Table 1. The categories are more fully described in Attachment 1. I do want to make a correction to the report. Rental housing is shown as low in the report, and it should be reflected as high as shown in this slide. Priority level relates to the intended use of CDBG funds. A high priority translates into funds will be used, medium funds may be used, and low funds will not be used to address the need. Table 2 shows the proposed strategic plan budget. This is a 5-year budget by category, and it's developed incorporating statutory caps. For administration, 20%, in public services at 15%, which the city has historically maximized. The budget assumes an average of $830,000 per year between the grant and program income generated through loan repayments to the Housing Preservation Program. Table 3 shows unexpended balances of activities approved in the prior cycle that'll be carried over into the new cycle. These activities are not reflected in either the strategic or the action plan budgets, as which those two budgets represent new money, and didn't want to conflate the two. The projects here, the Friendship Park Improvements project at $755,000, a housing preservation program at $425,000, and a couple of economic development activities, a facade improvement and technical assistance program, both at $100,000 for a total of $1.38 million. That will be previously approved money that will be carried over. Table 4 shows the proposed action plan budget by category, developed again with the statutory caps and assuming an $830,000 in resources for the program year. $10,000 for fair housing, $114,500 for public services, $539,500 for a neighborhood improvement program, and $166,000 for planning and admin, and totaling $830,000. The Table 5 shows the proposed budget CDBG funding by activity for program year 2025. Activities 2 through 5 designated with a single asterisk are the carryover activities that were previously discussed. And relative to public services, a notice of funding availability was published in March. We received 10 funding requests. Attachment 3 describes the applicants and the services. The request totaled $220,000, which is about $95,000 more than we estimate having available. Staff earmarked status quo funding for city-administered projects that are designated with a double asterisk, and status quo funding as a decrease in the CDBG funding would increase the burden on the general fund. Staff also recommends status quo for the Housing Rights Center, which helps the city meet a HUD requirement. And the balance of the public service applicants were evaluated by the CDBG Ad Hoc Committee of the Community and Senior Services Commission, and based on a review of the applications done on June 18th, the Ad Hoc Committee is recommending the funding for activities number 11 through 16 in this table, for a total of $2.2 million in program year 2025. Now, the City Council has the following options. You may approve the staff recommendation or provide alternative direction. Notice for the hearing was published on June 13th, and a draft was available for a 30-day review. No comments have been received. There's no fiscal impact to the general fund, and the attached budget amendment will allocate CDBG funding as directed. That concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer questions.
Okay, very good. And any city council have a question? None? Okay, and I'm going to go to the public comment. And do we have any written comment or any speaker? Assistant city manager?
We have no speaker cards.
And then we don't have a speaker? Okay, and I'm going to close, okay, public comment, bring back to council approve. Okay, any other comment? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I have a second. Okay, first and second, roll call, please.
I'll vote. I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado and a second from Councilman Contos. Councilman Contos?
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz? Councilwoman Diaz is absent. Councilmember Gutierrez?
Bathroom, it's okay. Absent.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado?
Aye.
And Mayor Wu?
Okay, aye, and approved 3-0. Okay, motion approved. Now we move to item number 14. Okay, number 14. Okay, public hearing to consider West Covina Auto Plaza Business Improvement District fiscal year 2025-2026 to 2026 annual report and assessment. Okay, and this was the assistant city manager. Is a proper notice have been given?
Yes, Mayor, it has.
Okay, and now I'm going to declare public hearing open. Okay, and the assistant city manager, who is going to present this agenda?
Mr. Mayor, Acting Economic Development Manager Gerardo Rojas will present tonight.
Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. The item on the agenda tonight, a resolution seeking to confirm the annual report filed by the West Covina Auto Plaza Business Improvement District and levying an annual assessment that will be placed on the Los Angeles County tax rolls for the coming fiscal year. The Auto Plaza BID is comprised of 7 dealerships. It was originally created for the reader board sign and the shared marketing on it for the different dealerships. Since that time, the sign has been replaced and upgraded. Part of the assessment that you will vote on tonight will go towards the repayment of the loan, as well as insurance, landscape maintenance, electricity, and other costs. This is a district map of the different benefit zones and includes the former Envision Toyota West Covina, Norm Reeves Honda, Tesla West Covina, Performance Ford, Envision Mercedes-Benz of West Covina, Envision Audi of West Covina, and lastly, the former Drive Time site. In order to place the assessment, a series of benchmarks have to occur. First, the Auto Plaza Advisory Board met on May 27th of this year, where they recommended the budget and voted to approve the annual report for fiscal year 2025. On June 17th, the City Council approved a resolution of intention to levy assessments for the Auto Plaza BID and set the date and time for the public hearing for this evening. Tonight, we are proposing the annual report where you can confirm and levy the assessment as part of the resolution. The annual report includes a total budget for fiscal year 25-26 of $121,168 with an assessment of $16,524, which will be applied to each dealership site. The assessment will go towards annual expenses, including the cost of maintenance, electricity, programming, and insurance for the reader board, as well as landscaping, which total $59,650 for the Auto Plaza. The loan is repaid to the city in 2 annual payments, which total $57,874. That concludes the staff report, and I'm here to answer any questions.
Okay, and the City Council, any question? If none, okay, I'm going to open up the public comment. Do we have any written comment? Nope.
No written comments.
Any other speaker?
No comment cards
None?
or speakers.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to close the public comment and then go back to the City Council comment. Otherwise, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, very good. Okay, roll call, please. We are rolling.
Yep.
I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado and a second from Councilman Contos. Roll call vote. Councilman Contos.
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz. Councilwoman Diaz is absent. Councilmember Gutierrez.
Still in the bedroom. Okay, so and the next.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Aye.
And Mayor Wu.
Aye, and the motion approved 3-0. Now we conclude all the agenda. We go to the City Council request and City Council comment. Who want to have any request? Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Oh, thank you. I'd like to ask the Assistant City Manager to read one Mother May I for me, please.
Please allow me one moment. I ask that the City Council instruct staff to conduct a financial analysis that lays out the cost for rebuilding Fire Station 1. First point at the City Yard, second point on a parcel near the Sportsplex, and third at an area close to City Hall. Providing these details about these different options will best position us as a city to ascertain and ultimately to decide the best course of action for proceeding forward.
I'm kind of confused. So you want the fire station right now is condemned. So what kind of survey you want?
Oh, it's just to ask for a cost analysis of how much would it cost to rebuild for three different options. What would be the cost to rebuild on the City Yard site? What would be the cost to rebuild on the City Hall campus? Or what would be the cost at the Sportsplex?
It will cost. We already have a PPK and doing the design. The cost, no matter what, won't be less than $12 million. Okay, and the reason we have to sell the City Yard because, okay, we don't have a $12 million. We've been waiting for grant for a couple of years. So the only way to do it, okay, so I won't support this Mother May I because without money, we cannot, okay, build the Station 1. And not only that, we are OSHA violation for our firefighter living in the okay, and the trailer for a couple of years already. So we need to hurry up, okay? And we have the land at this corner, and this is what the previous city, the fire chief requests to build, okay, right there to save life because it's much easier to on and off east and west. Okay, so I think this is all be done by previous city council for so many years and approved 5-0. So right now we don't, and the FFA are requesting for us to build ASAP, and we already possible to get a $30 million into the city. So I don't want to have any of, okay, and to waste city time, step time to try to see what we can build. We already know we need $12 million to build, okay, and if we don't have the money, then we only way to do is sell the City Yard. And plus, City Yard is like a junkyard in the middle of our downtown plan. And that should be a good development for our city future. Anyway,
it's not to say to sell or not to sell the city land. It's just to know what the cost would be for building on those three different sites. That's literally it.
I understand, but the point is the PPK design coming out. It's already we spent $900,000. You approve that project, okay, and to have using the COVID-19 money to go with the PPK to design. And when design coming out, then we have used the design to estimate how much. So that time you can say how much based on the design, okay, and we will see can we get the money, can we do this and that. Maybe that time we can look into it. But currently we are waiting for PPK design coming out, and they already spent how long? 8 months, okay, since last year. So it's about time to give us some update about their design. So anyway, and I'm waiting for the design coming out to estimate how much based on the design that we spend $900 budget and we approve 5-0, okay, for that. Okay, and Mayor Pro Tem, you have to say something? Go ahead.
I mean, in regards to his request, is it just to get an estimate or to actually have to pay somebody? And, I don't want to waste money.
No, just a staff report. It's just a staff report just to get the costs of what it would be if we were to build on any of those three places. That's literally it. It's not saying one or the other. I'm just answering the Mayor Pro Tem's question.
Understand. Okay, but is that way for the BPK that we already approved, pay for this $900,000 for their budget, for their design coming out to see based on design how much it will cost us? Will be more genuine than right now. We don't even know what design coming out. Okay. And that is better, more sufficient to based on what the design is and to get an estimation. And that would be much more, or effective, sufficient, rather than white goose chase for city to just say, oh, they will call this and that. And that. It's not even genuine. So
is the design just based on assuming that it's going to be moved to the BKK or near the Sportsplex? So but that doesn't mention the cost of the other alternatives.
The design is about the construction of the building. The grading about land is another charge. But if you're just talking about construction for the Station 1, it's a building. How much for the building cost for construction? It should be there. And then should we move? How much for grading? There's this grading plan. The grading plan and the construction plan is totally two different things. So if they already design almost there, why not wait for the design come out to see how this and that? But anyway, I won't support this. Okay, yeah, go ahead. And do we need 3 votes to have a Mother May I approve? Because it's
no, you need a majority of your council. You need 3 votes for ordinance, resolution, or payments of money. So you just need a majority of who's
so 3 votes, right?
Quorum.
So without my support, without my support, it doesn't have a 3 votes.
May I ask if there's a second?
Go ahead, Ollie. Go ahead.
I was just asking if there was any second.
Okay, so it's fair. Okay, Ollie, no worry. We want to know how much. Okay, I think let's wait for BPK come out. Okay, it's coming out pretty soon, and then we based on what they design that we approve before, and we approve that project. So you say yes. Now maybe you changing your mind. It's okay, but can we wait? Okay, and then we can base on that to see do we have alternative? Do we have any other money to see should we do this and that? Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead.
In designs, there's multiple factors, as Mayor Wu mentioned, about grading and so forth. And then the type of design and depending on the location, you have to redesign based on location and the needs. And there's multiple things. But my question is, when will this design come through?
I've been asking PPK.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, because I would support after I get this information, the design.
When they can cook and they're ready for us.
Yes, our development team, our project team has been working with them. We're looking to set up a meeting with the company next week to get an update on where they're at with the finalized plans and what the cost estimates would be for building the new fire station.
Okay. I think that would be more genuine based on otherwise you ask city to do this and that, it doesn't even have a genuine number and a plan. But if we already hire BPK, okay, and they are doing the design, why not wait for that? We're not in the hurry. We're in the hurry to build, but we're not in the hurry to get estimate without the proof of the plan what we want to do. Okay, and do you have another minute, Mother May I?
That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you so much, Ollie.
Thank you.
Okay, and you have any, Mother May I have a quickie. Okay, regarding and we need to have our fire marshal, including our public work regarding all the hillside, because we don't have any update about merchant, about we pay $1.3 or $1.4 million for the project. What's the update? What's the status right now? Okay, and we want to have an information update about the performance of merchant. Remember merchant, we approved all the hillside cleaning. Remember, Ollie? Mm-hmm. Okay, they cleaned the Woodgate Park, and supposedly they should move to all the hillside, AMA, and then all the hillside. And then we approve. So what's the update on that? And plus, we should have a survey entire West Covina hillside, including all these cluster park, this and that. We already approved budget for the hillside cleaning, but we need to have a survey, okay, regarding which one is priority by the fire marshal to see potentially fire hazardous to our residents near their home with all this hail. Okay, and anybody against that? If none, okay, go ahead. Okay, so we need to update what the merchant, okay, regarding where they at right now. Okay, and because we don't know anything, supposedly it should be done February or March of this year. So what is the status?
Correct, Mr. Mayor. So I know our project manager, our public works team, and our engineering department have been working on the not only the LMDs and that project with merchants, but also some future projects approved by the council. So we'll look to bring that back to the second meeting on August.
Yeah, and would you please, including the fire marshal, our fire department, they need to do a survey since they protect our hill with their equipment. So they need to survey, okay, about the south side, about District 4 hill, District 5 hill, and the north side, this hill, and District 4, another hill. The only neighborhood is a hill, okay, that is, okay, King Summit, Queen Summit, King Crest, okay, that is hill. So potentially problematic. So should we look into all these hills to survey? What should we do? Is a sprinkler broken? Can we fix sprinkler? Make sure fire hydrant, okay? Because we saw all the Altadena, okay, and Eastern Fire, and it's so close to us, and plus the Pacific Palisade, they never think about this will happen to their home. So we need to preactive to make sure, preempt to make sure we protect all these resident neighborhood and all this hill. Make sense?
Understood. We'll bring back a detailed update at the second meeting in August.
Are you guys okay with that, City Council? Thank you so much for the support. Okay, this is public safety. We want to make sure.
Understood.
Any other thing? Okay, comment? Any comment, Ollie?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, you wanted to, I just want to say this, okay, really quick. Thank you so much, okay, for all this beautiful July 4th, okay, all the event that provided by the city staff. And they are so awesome. They're passionate. They're happy and to serve. And I see all the happy faces, resident, the kid, and our summer council. Okay. I just don't want to say I'm the only over there dancing. All our city council never show up. So it's about time for you guys to show up to dance. Okay. Tomorrow night is Beetle. Okay, so hopefully you guys can be there, okay, and enjoying a great night with our resident. Other than that, do I have a
motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Second? Okay.
Adjourned.
Adjourn. Okay, let's go home. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.